آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قال تعالى وما خلقت الجن والإنس إلا ليعبدون وقال تعالى ولقد كرمنا بني آدم وقال إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم وقال فاستقم كما أمرت وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم من عادى لي وليا فقد آذنته بالحرب. The respected brothers and sisters, inshallah, I'm going to explain to you the meaning of Karamat. What Karama means. Very often people translate the word Karama as miracles that the people do. So I'm going to explain that inshallah in detail and what is its importance in the religion, how important it is. So first thing is that there are few words people keep using. So there is one word you must have heard, mu'jiza. Like the prophets have mu'jiza, miracles. Another word is karama. And then another word also they use that is called istidraj. Istidraj. Generally what they mean by mu'jiza is, those signs which are not usual. And they happen at the hand of the prophets and messengers. So that is like a proof that this person is supported by Allah. He is not supported by shaitan or by jinn, because what he does, shaitan cannot do, devil cannot do. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like Musa alayhi salam, when he comes to Pharaoh, so he asks him, what is your sign? And then he throws his stuff, asa, stick, and it becomes a snake. So magicians cannot do that. When magicians came to, come back to fight Musa alayhi salam, they surrendered to him. Similarly, Isa alayhi salam, he used to cure people. He used to make a dead alive to somebody who died. And Isa alayhi salam, with the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, will bring him to the life. So you can see there are many, many miracles happen at the hands of the prophets and messengers. Some of them are mentioned in the Qur'an. Important thing about these signs is that nobody else can do. So that is proof that this person is supported by Allah. It is not from from any devil or anything like that. So that what people call in the Islamic terms as mu'jiza. Though this word mu'jiza does not occur in the Qur'an and Sunnah. What Allah mentions is ayat. Is it clear? Ayat means those signs which lead you to Allah. Really this only can happen because of the power of Allah and because of the knowledge of Allah. So that called ayat. Like for example, sun is an ayah, moon is an ayah, and human beings are also ayat of Allah. So nobody can make human being like that. So if you study human being, it will take you to Allah. It will lead you to Allah. If you do research about the sun and moon, it will lead you to Allah. You can see ayat means leads. So nobody can make them, and they are from Allah, and they lead you to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So some of those miracles happen at the hand of prophets and messengers, not with their will. Allah does. Whenever Allah wants, He can do. So that is called mu'jiza. Then there's a karama. Karama means something small which normally does not happen. So Allah does for some reason. Like for example, you have little food, a small amount of food, and you got 10 people coming to your house, and very small. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives so much barakah inside small little food that it becomes enough for so many people. So that is also karama. Because generally that food was only enough for one person, and now 10 people are eating, 20 people are eating. So that happens with the prophets, messengers, everybody. So that is called karama. Karama means respect and honor. That's karama means. The word karama in Arabic means respect and honor. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala respects people. Out of their respect, He does something like that. So people can do. Sometimes you are traveling on a ship in the sea, and it is about to drown. You make dua, oh Allah save us. And then He saves you. Though there is actually no sign to be saved, it's more likely you're going to drown, but you ask Him, He saved you. That's also karama. Things kind of like that. So that is called karama. Generally people say karama happens at the hand of believers. Allah does with the believers, not Prophet Messenger, other than Prophet, like companions of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, pious people, they can have karama. Like Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, once he was giving a speech and his army was fighting somewhere very far away. And within the speech, he directed the army, move to the mountain or something like that, and they heard his voice there. So sometimes you say here and somebody else can listen. Or like Yaqub alayhi salam, when Yusuf alayhi salam sent his shirt to him, so he said to his children, his family people, I can find the smell of Yusuf. Yusuf was very far away, but he could smell him. That Allah made. Otherwise, when Yusuf was thrown in the well of Canaan, when Yaqub lived, he never smelled anything. And now he's smelling the shirt from so far. Why? Allah did this. If Yaqub had any power, he could have smelled Yusuf when Yusuf was in Canaan, in the same place, but he could not smell. So that is people call karama. If something like that happen with unbelievers, the people call it istidraj. Istidraj means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to test him and to make him to become more arrogant. He says, oh, see, I can do this. Like when the Dajjal will come, Antichrist, the Dajjal will come, he will make many things which we call miracles. He will make somebody dead alive. He can do so many things. So that's not because Allah loves him. No, it is istidraj. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is making this, so he become more and more arrogant. Then punishment will be more heavy. So something which are extraordinary, unusual, that also can happen at the hand of unbelievers. People who worship shaitan, iblis, they also can do something like that, and that is called istidraj. So this is how the people have divided, these words: mu'jiza, karamat, or karama, or istidraj. But if you look in the Quran, really, I want to teach you that, how the Quran, if you look in the Quran, you can find the word karama in the Quran has been used in two different meanings. One is the first thing, karama means honor. So that you keep in mind. Karama means honor, respect. So kareem means honorable person, respected person, he is called kareem. So that's the karama. So karama, the honor, the respect that human beings have been given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there are two types of karama. Is it clear? Karama, that Quran mentions that human beings have got a karama. That karama is how many types? Two types. One karama is that Allah gave to everybody or some people directly, without their effort. Karama, like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the way He made us, He makes us to ride horses. It's a karama. Horses cannot ride us, but we ride them. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we can make ships and travel on the sea. Allah said, karama, we gave you this respect. You can make ships. So this is one of the karama. If there is a river, I don't know how Dallas is, if there is a water and you see that I just walk on the water, it will become big news. Everybody will come and see, oh, Shaykh, or if I want to make a demonstration that tomorrow at 6 o'clock in the morning I'm going to walk on the water, then all the people will come and see it and it will become big news. But what Allah said, bigger karama, that if somebody makes a bridge over the water, or somebody makes a ship, that not only me, many people can travel. So you must be hearing that such a shaykh, he was going and there was a river, he just walked on the water. Then what? Then after that nobody walked. But somebody comes, makes a bridge over the water, how many people walk? Hundreds of people. So tell me, which one is better karama? The shaykh who walked on the water, or the one who made the bridge? The one who made the bridge. That's what Quran keeps saying, that we gave the human being ability to make ships. So now not only one person, so many people can travel on the water. Now you have heard a story, a shaykh comes and he flies in the air. So there was a shaykh, very famous, but his wife did not believe that he is a shaykh. It's very difficult to convince your wife that you are pious, a shaykh. She did not believe that he's a pious or he's a shaykh. One day, he wanted to convince his wife that he's really great shaykh. So what he did, he flew over his house from the air. And then he came to his house. The wife said, you say you are sheikh. I saw a sheikh today. He was flying. So he said, no, it can't be. No. She said, no, I have seen with my eye that he was flying. So when he got sure that no, she has seen, so he said, don't you know, it was me. She said, that why you are not straight. You are not flying straight. You see, she found something. So you can make anything. The thing really is, the people who made aeroplane, tell me, isn't the real karama? Now millions of people fly. I can fly. So if you fly over a house, a sheikh, just you, one person. Now people make aeroplane. How many people fly? Millions of people. I say I'm sitting here and I can talk to my house in India. The miracle. But they make telephones and all those things, and millions of people talk. Isn't that a miracle? You say I'm sitting here, I can see my father in India. They make TV and all those screens, everything. Now can, even on the phone, you can talk them and all the images are there. Isn't that karama? So that Quran mentions. Quran said, the way I made human being, it is actually honor, respect. I gave them ability. They can do so many things. The way Allah made human being, that is the karama. You invent the thing, your mind is karama. The way you walk, the way you talk, the way you invent, find things, the way you study and learn, loving the people, hating the people, it all karama. It all respect given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So one karama that Quran keeps mentioning is that the honor that Allah gave to human being by nature, by creation. The way He made them, they are cows cannot do this. Human being invented, aeroplane. Can a cow can make? Can a donkey can make aeroplane? Can a monkey can make an aeroplane? No, human being made. So this is who made this? Allah gave karama. So that is a لَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ. We gave human being karama, respect. Now they walk, they travel in the sea. فِي الْبَرِّ وَالْبَحْرِ. They ride the horses, camels, ships. It all everywhere in the world. They're moving. In any direction they want. So Allah said, this is a karama that I gave to the people. So this is one type of the karama that is given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Second type the karama is the karama, the respect that human being attain by their effort. That what Allah loves really. What He gave, that's not important. That does not make you important. Because that importance is given by Him. What is important is what you do. So like for example, you have a possibility to cheat, to steal, but you don't steal. No, my Lord has forbidden me. I must be firm. I don't steal. Time comes for the prayer. You are busy with your work. You leave your work, come to the prayer. You have possibility to have sexual desire, men and women. You can do whatever you like. But you say, no, my Lord has forbidden me, I can't do this. And then you turn away from that desire and follow the way of halal. That is the real karama. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Inna akramakum indallahi atqakum. The most respected, this is what using karama, the most respected, most honorable among you are those people who are more fearing of Allah. If you fly in the air, it does not make you nearer to Allah. Otherwise, all the flies will be wali, awliyah. Have you seen any fly become awliyah? Because it flies, all the flies fly, all the birds fly. Do they become awliyah? No. Flying does not make anybody nearer. If I started flying in the air, nothing will happen. And if you say Subhanallah, you become nearer to Allah. Because Subhanallah is your action. You have done something, your effort. Is it clear? If you are patient, somebody makes you angry, somebody criticizes you, but you hold yourself, don't become angry. That what is your achievement. But the problem really is we people don't want to do anything. So that's why in the Quran, there are two types, two major attributes of Allah mentioned. If you understand them, you will understand how this world functions. And you understand the difference between believers and unbelievers. You understand the difference between enemies of Allah and between the friends of Allah, between Awliyah of Allah. Who are Awliyah of Allah? If you understand the difference between these two attributes of Allah, what these two attributes of Allah are in the Quran, one is Allah is Rabb. Have you read this word in Quran? Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Quran keeps bringing the word Rabb so many times. That's a Rabb. Sometimes Quran use the word Ilah. La ilaha illallah. Musa alayhi salam, he got revelation. Allah said to Musa alayhi salam, La ilaha illa ana. Sometimes Quran refers to Allah as Rabb, and sometimes Quran refers to Allah as Ilah. So understand the difference between both of them. Allah as Rabb means like a father. A father in the house, he provides accommodation, food, clothing, everything that children need. He's the father of his sons, his daughters. So whatever need they have, he brings it. If he has an economic problem, he will going to earn more money. Sometimes some people do 2 shifts because they think it is responsibility to look after their family. So a father, same mother, father and mother, whatever they do, they spend so much time. Why they do? Because it is their children, it is their family. Even if the children did not do anything, did not benefit the child, father still he will do. Still he loves them. Mother loves them. So that what is the relation of Allah to the people? Rabb, he is the creator. So Rabb means he is the creator, master, sustainer, loving the people who made you. You are his family. In this matter, the people are Allah's family. In this matter, believers and unbelievers, they have no difference. Even shaitan. Who made shaitan? Who made Iblis? Allah. And Iblis said, oh my Lord, make my life longer. Allah said, okay, I'm going to do this. He said, Rabb, oh my Lord. If you say my Rabb, it's a really big thing. So as a Rabb, he's a Rabb of everybody. Men, women, believers, unbelievers, pious people, unpious people. His relation to everybody like his family. He will give food to everybody. Not that if you are a kafir, you die. No. He gives food. Like that story, Ibrahim alayhi salam. Ibrahim alayhi salam. The Quran said he is Imam of all the prophets. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran that Allah tested Ibrahim in many, many things. And Ibrahim passed all the tests. So Allah said to Ibrahim, oh Ibrahim, I am going to make you Imam, leaders of all mankind. Meaning it, after you, any prophet, any messenger, anybody comes, they must follow you. Now there can't be a messenger unless he follows Ibrahim. There can't be a prophet unless he follows Ibrahim. You can't be a good believer unless you follow Ibrahim. Can you make a new Hajj? You have to do Hajj to house of Ibrahim. Did Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam make a new Hajj? No, he had to do same Hajj where Ibrahim made. That's why Quran says, ثُمَّ أَوْحَيْنَا إِلَيْكَ أَنِ اتَّبِعْ مِلَّةَ إِبْرَاهِيمَ حَنِيفًا. O Prophet Muhammad, then we revealed to you that you must follow Ibrahim. The Prophet Muhammad has been commanded to follow who? Ibrahim alayhi salam. All the prophets, Musa alayhi salam, Isa alayhi salam, Dawood, Sulaiman, everybody must follow Ibrahim alayhi salam. So deen is deen of Allah and millah is Ibrahim. You must follow the way of Ibrahim. Everybody has been commanded. The chosen man. And Allah said in the Quran, وَاتَّخَذَ اللَّهُ إِبْرَاهِيمَ خَلِيلًا. Allah has made Ibrahim as his friend. His friend of Allah, very close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The story of Ibrahim alayhi salam is, Ibrahim never liked to eat food alone. That his way was. He's a very rich man. Ibrahim alayhi salam is one of the richest person. The whole valley is full of sheep and animals. He's a rich man, so many slaves. But at the same time, he is really loving Allah, worships him so closely. Ibrahim, after being so rich, still one thing was, he was very generous. Like, when I just come to him, he does not ask them, are you going to eat or not? Just he goes and slaughters a calf and brings, they say, no, we don't eat. But he didn't ask them. Ibrahim is a very generous person. One of his things in his generosity was, he never liked to eat food alone. Unless he has a guest, he cannot eat. And then few days passed, no guest. So he was really upset because he remains hungry, can't eat anything. Then he saw somebody passing by. So he said, can you do a favor? Come and have food with me. And the man himself was hungry. So he was very happy that, somebody offering food. So when Ibrahim alayhi salam put the table, the food, everything properly, and Ibrahim asked him to eat, this man started eating food without mentioning Allah's name. Did not say Bismillah. Ibrahim said, on the table of Ibrahim, food of Ibrahim, you don't say Allah's name. How can Ibrahim accept something like that? That people eat in his house and they don't mention his name. So Ibrahim said to him, you're eating and you don't mention the name of the one who created you. The one who gave you food, you don't mention his name. The man said, I don't believe in him. I am fire worshipper. I don't worship your Lord. Ibrahim said, if you don't worship my Lord, you can't sit me on the same table. You can't eat my food. I can't give my food to those who don't worship my Lord. Mushrik and kafir, I can't feed them. And then he made that man who was about to eat, Ibrahim made him to leave. And he left. Then revelation came to Ibrahim alayhi salam. Oh Ibrahim, this man I have been feeding him for 60 years. And you could not even feed him for one time? I have been feeding for 60 years. Who gave him food? I. And now he comes to your house for only one food and you rejected him. You made him to leave. Then Ibrahim realized his mistake. He went after the man and asked him to forgive and made him to. This is how Allah is. Allah is the Lord of everybody. That's why if you hurt any human being, even unbeliever, Allah will be upset. If there's no reason, you cannot hurt. Even you cannot hurt animals. Even you cannot destroy that. If you cut a tree unnecessarily, it is a crime. Quran mentions it is a crime. It is fasad fil ard. It is creating disorder, corruption and mischief on the face of the earth. You are not allowed to do this. Because Allah is, you are not the Lord. You are slave. You must behave properly. Is it clear to everybody? So in this world, there is only one Rabb, Allah. There is no other Rabb. Everything that happening is because of Him. When unbelievers become king, he becomes a king because Allah made him. One unbeliever invents an aeroplane, he does this because Allah made it. Allah is as the Rabb, everything is done by Him. Everything. Whether believers do, unbelievers do, He gives a space for everybody. He looks after everybody. Actually, sometimes He gives unbelievers more than the believers. So that is, He does as a Rabb. Whatever He does as a Rabb, that does not make you nearer to Him. Because He does this. So if He makes you king of the world, somebody becomes president of America, that does make him nearer to Allah? No. Because this happened to you as I gave you this kingdom as a Rabb. Whatever Allah does as a Rabb, it does not make you nearer to Allah. Never makes. Shaitan. Who made Shaitan? Allah. Who gave all the things to Shaitan? Allah. Is Shaitan nearer to Allah? No. So this they understand. Even if Shaitan asks Allah, he will listen to him. Allah said, even kuffar, unbelievers, they ask me, I listen to them. Even somebody does zina. Zina is the worst crime after the shirk. If somebody does zina and he asks Allah, Allah will listen to him because he is Rabb. As a Rabb, he listens to everybody. It reminds me of a story of India. So near Delhi, there is a city that's called Meerut. Have you heard the name? So I've been there many times, Meerut. So the story from Meerut. There was a poor man. He had a son. The son used to play with the children in the village. And other children, they have got a bike. So they use bike. This boy has no bike. So he came to his father and said, my father, every child has got a bike. I also want to get a bike or, play with them. The father said, I'm a poor person. I cannot afford. So the son went. But, son is son. It's just a boy. Then after a few months, or maybe 1 month, he comes to father and said, I like to have a bike. Everybody has bike. I don't have bike. The father said, no, I said to you, I can't afford. Then again, son goes and this and that. And then after a few days or maybe few months, he comes again. Desperately, he said, my father, everybody's got a bike. Buy for me a bike. The father said, told you, I cannot afford, I don't have. Then the son said, you are my father. If I don't ask you, who should I ask? Then the father became quiet, went somewhere, borrowed money, whatever, and he got the bike. He gave the bike. When you say my father, that is challenge. Because the fatherhood means to look after you, to provide your needs. When you say, oh, my father, that simply means that he must do. Same thing when you say, oh, my mother, oh, my mom, she has to do whatever you ask. Even if she does not have ability, she will do that. When you say, oh, my Lord, oh, my Rabb, then you have challenge. Then he must, otherwise how is he Rabb? He cannot be Rabb if he does not provide your needs. So even when Shaitan says to Allah, oh my Lord, make my life longer and make me to survive until the day of Qiyamah. That he said. So Allah said, okay, I listen to you. I accepted your request. So Allah as Rabb, He's the Rabb of everybody, believer, unbeliever. But whatever He does as a Rububiyyah, as a Rabb, it does not make anybody nearer to Allah, does not give you real karama. You know, you could become king, but kingdom cannot make you nearer to Allah. You can own the whole universe. You know, you can become, biggest power on the face of the earth. Being the president of the, most powerful country in the world, it does not make you anywhere nearer to Allah. Whatever Allah does as a Rabb, it does not make anybody nearer to Allah. Though there is so much karama, He made us to ride the horses, the aeroplane. Karama is there, but this karama does not make you nearer to Allah. This karama does not make anybody nearer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Understand this thing properly. And that's why we keep failing. Sometimes we give actually, if somebody is handsome, you become proud. Your being handsome is not your achievement. Who did it? Allah did. Thank Him. Whenever you have more favor, it becomes more obligated to thank Him, because you do not make yourself. If He gives you more money, it does not mean that He likes you more. Actually, it becomes more obligated that you must obey Him. If He gives you more power, it does not mean that He likes you more. He wants to test you more. Whatever He does as a Rabb, it is more testing you. It never sign of nearness to Allah, never sign of closeness to Allah. Like, we people become very much, excited that, my son has become 10-year-old, 20-year-old. Let us make a nice birthday party. Everybody comes and congratulate him and going to ask him to cut the cake. So happy. But think really, who made him 10-year-old? Did you make him 10-year-old? Did son make himself 10-year-old? And tell him in this world, is there anybody who after 10 years will not be 10-year-old? After 10 years, everybody will be 10-year-old. Nothing to do with your son. Even an animal, if your son lies all the time, 10 years, it still be 10-year-old. After 10 years, everybody will be 10-year-old. So what you have done? In what sense you are celebrating? Did you achieve anything? Did you make anything? But if your son achieves something, for example, he memorized the Qur'an, he passed the exam, he does something, that achievement, that different matter. But being 10-year-old, nothing to do with him. Allah is the law. Allah is the Rabb. Everybody after 10 years will be 10-year-old. When the child is born, whatever he has, he will get anyway. So understand, whatever Allah does as the Rabb, it does not make you nearer to Allah. Maybe it increases your responsibility. Having more money, having more power, having more space, owning the whole world, it does not make you anywhere nearer to Allah. So that one case, so there is respect people get as Allah being a Rabb. Allah being a Rabb, whatever He does, it is favor, but it is not your achievement. You don't get anything. Second thing, Allah attributes what? Ilah. Ilah means He is a ma'bud. He is muta. He must be obeyed. He must be worshipped. As Allah, He commands you. He said, worship me. Wa'abud rabbaka. Worship me. Pray for me. وَلِرَبِّكَ إِذْ Qur'an says, فَصَلِّ لِرَبِّكَ. Pray for your Lord. Or do sabr. وَلِرَبِّكَ فَصْبِرْ. So if you see in the Quran, His commands are as Allah. He's ilah. So he said to Musa alayhi salam, O Musa, la ilaha illa ana fa'abudni. O Musa, there is no ma'bud, no ilah other than me. Worship me. That where actually comes your real honor. Now when he said do, and you do it. And when he said don't do, and you stop yourself, that is achievement. That's what the real karama is. If Allah says to do something, then do it. If Allah says don't do, then don't do it. That's what the real karama is. Is it clear? So when somebody comes to the masjid, it is karama. Coming to the mosque is karama. If that time your friend flies in there, who has more karama? The one who comes to the mosque. The one who flying there, nothing. But people will follow him. Say, how amazing it is. Allah did this. He didn't do anything. But coming to the mosque is your choice. You had two choices, whether come to the mosque or not to come to the mosque. And Allah said, not come, and you listen to him, it is karama. You have every opportunity to do zina. But you said, no, my Lord does not like zina. He said in the Quran, it is ugly, it is hated, sa'a sabila, very bad, I can't do this. You stop from that, Allah loves you. It is real karama. You could cheat, but you did not cheat because your Lord does not like cheating. That's the karama. So, you could backbite people. Like, somebody mentioned to me, there are some people in this world who always make videos against this person, that person, and then everybody enjoys and they watch it. So, do you know what is happening? All good deeds that you do, it goes to that person. That you say, no, but he has done this. That's what backbiting means. If I do a sin and then you enjoy that and tell everybody, so I did sin, but now you are also doing a sin. By talking to the people about my sin, you are doing sin. And if your sins are more than me, then your good deeds will come to me. Just think really, that what we are doing really. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not like backbiting. And does not like people to spread this room in the society. He loves people in this stuff. If somebody backbites to you, stop. Run away from there. No, I can't do this. Lie, I cannot lie. Somebody wants to accuse a woman. People do very easily. It is one of the major sins to accuse a woman of evil. It is in Quran. Quran says it is buhtan, not allowed. People must have 4 witnesses, otherwise they will be punished. And it is very, very strong thing. Like this happened in the time of Umar Khattab anhu, when Umar was Khalifa. One of his governor in Iraq was Mughira ibn Shu'bah radiallahu anhu. Do you know his name? Mughira ibn Shu'bah, one of the great companion. After leading Isha prayer, he went to house of a lady, a woman. So another companion, Abu Bakr al-Thaqafi radiallahu anhu, he got in doubt that he has gone to do zina. But he knows if he goes and sees it, he is going to punish because he needs 4 witnesses. So he called 3 people, to now 4. And they went and they saw whatever they saw. Then Abu Bakr wrote to Umar Khattab in Medina that your governor Mughira has done zina. And we are 4 witnesses. Umar became alarmed that, how can it be possible? Then he called Mughira and he called all 4 people to Medina to witness. Umar asked everybody separately, each one of them. So Abu Bakr said, yeah, I saw him doing zina. Second person said, yeah, I saw Mughira doing zina. Then the third person said, I saw Mughira doing zina. Then the fourth person, Ziyad ibn Nabi, he said, I saw them in the same blanket. I didn't see him doing zina. I saw them in the same sheet. Umar said, then everybody said that I'm lying. I'm going to punish all of you because it is only 3 people. Then everybody was stricken 80 lashes. And then he said to these people, tell that you are liar. Otherwise, your witness never will be accepted. Then 3 people said, we are liars. So Umar said, okay, now you repent, your witness will be accepted. Abu Bakr said, I am not lying. So Umar said, you cannot witness in the court after this event. And then Abu Bakr used to say to the people, don't bring me to the court. Umar has forbidden me. That's how Islam is. You can't spread a rumor. You can't say about anybody unless it is proper proof. So even if 3 people see doing zina, it's still not zina. still you are not allowed to say unless it is four. Four means the whole society basically. It means if somebody does zina in public, if somebody does zina hiding, how can be four people? That's how Islam is. People's honor, respect. I'm trying to say is the second thing that Quran keeps talking is Allah, Ilah. Ilah means He's a ma'bud, He's a muta, He must be obeyed. Whatever He commands you, must do. That's what Quran says. Inna akramakum indallahi atqakum. That's what real karama really is. Real karama is to know Allah is Ilah, not Allah is Rabb. That even shaitan does. Believing Allah as Rabb, even shaitan does. Even Iblis said, oh my Rabb. Making Allah Rabb does not make you believer. Does not make you to go to paradise. If somebody said, my Rabb is Allah, it doesn't make a difference. Shaitan also says. Is there anybody worse kafir than shaitan? No. He said, my Rabb. What you need to do is make him ilah. That's why no messenger comes said, La Rabba illallah. Has any prophet asked you to say La Rabba illallah? All the messengers ask you what? La ilaha illallah. Every messenger has only one thing. La ilaha illallah. Ay la ma'buda, no one worthy to be worshipped other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. To that understand. When people worship Him, when people obey Him, that is the real karama. That's why ulama used to say, al-istiqamatu fawqa al-karama. Being firm on the path of Allah, obeying Allah, knowing halal and haram, avoiding the haram, that is above any miracle. If somebody flies and you are one who don't backbite, you are in eye of Allah million times better than this man who's flying. Flying in the air does not give you any importance. Actually, even one subhanallah, if you say subhanallah and you see me flying 10 years already in the air, the person who said subhanallah in 1 minute, in eye of Allah, he is million times better than me flying all the life in the air. Flying in the air does not give any value. Nothing happens. If I walk on the water and you say subhanallah, the one who says subhanallah is nearer to Allah than the one who walks on the water. Understand that why there are hadith of the Prophet ﷺ that when people say subhanallah, one subhanallah fills all the space between the earth and the heaven. Can you count how much it is? One subhanallah fills all the space between the earth and the heaven. One subhanallah. Same alhamdulillah. Because this is ibadah. This is what your achievement is. That's what makes you nearer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know, there's a poet in Urdu, in Persian, in India. You must have heard the name of Amir Khusru. Do you know Amir Khusru? So in India, the biggest poet of India has been Amir Khusru. You know, from early Islam until our time, there has been no poet in India equal to Amir Khusru. In Urdu language, you have got like Ghalib and Iqbal. But as a whole, Persian, Arabic, Urdu, all these languages, the best poet is who? Amir Khusru. Amir Khusru said in one of the poetic verse, Har do alam qeemate khud guftai, nirkh bala kun ki arzani hunuz. O believer, O the one who worships Allah, obeys Him, knows the halal haram, you say your value is this world and the hereafter. If somebody gives you this world and the hereafter, they can buy you. That's your price, that you say. No. Raise your price. You are still cheaper. Nobody can buy you. This world and hereafter cannot buy you. You are more expensive. A believer is more expensive than dunya and akhirah. That's how the believer in eye of Allah is so expensive, so precious, you cannot imagine. People who worship Allah, people, that real karama, that work, the real honor comes there. So understand properly that, don't worry if you don't fly. Because fly is also fly. So don't worry. If you don't walk on the water, don't worry. Because even the fish swim. So are the fish waliullah? Are the awliya of Allah? Real wilaya is obedience of Allah. Real wilaya is what? It's taqwa of Allah. That is real wilaya that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made. So what we are saying really is obedience of Allah. That's why the prophets come, messengers come. But sometimes these real people, chosen people, because Allah loves them, so sometimes He will do to these people something which generally people don't do. So it becomes, because Allah wants to put their love in the heart of the people. Sometimes, not always. If there is somebody in the world worships Allah, obeys Him, and he has no miracle, doesn't make any difference. This person is nearer to Allah. But sometimes for some people, Allah will make some miracles. Why He does this? Is out of His own wisdom. Sometimes they're desperate need, something happens, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala supports him. But this support does not make him nearer to Allah compared to other believers. No. Could be somebody has no miracle, he is nearer to Allah than those who have miracles. Miracles are made by Allah, given by Allah. During British rule in India, there was a Hindu ruler in one of them, because India was divided into so many states. Some states were owned by Muslims, some were owned by Hindus, and most of India was under British rule. Even those which were owned by Muslim Hindus, they basically are under the supervision of British king or queen. That was. In one of these Hindu states, once an alim came from Yemen. When he came there, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for some reason, Allah helped him. So there was a fire, and this man said, La ilaha illallah, and walked over the fire. So then, it was a big thing. Then he did another death. At that time, even the Hindu ruler and everybody, the people, ministers, everybody seeing that he walks on the water, on the fire. It became big news. Even the newspaper at that time, it published the story, came everywhere in India, that this person walked on the fire. Then next day, the Hindu ruler said to this Muslim that we are amazed, and can you show it to my mother? Because she was not there, she wants also to see. So he said, I'm not somebody who shows. This happens only because Allah wanted. Now I can't do. For some reason, Allah made me to this happen. I cannot do. Not that I am someone who made shows. I cannot do this. So sometimes it could happen. Sometimes you can see. The Prophet ﷺ has a little food, and so many people can eat. Like in Ghazatul Khandaq, Ghazwa of Khandaq, Muslims were very desperate, big problem. 1,400 Muslims, or maybe more than that. Unbelievers are surrounding them everywhere. And Qur'an says that very, very tough time for the Prophet ﷺ. And once the Prophet ﷺ, the companions came to the Prophet ﷺ, and they uncovered their belly. Everybody has got one stone, meaning they are so hungry they cannot stand. They tie a stone on their stomach so they can at least move. The Prophet ﷺ, removed his shirt, and he has got 2 stones. That how hungry they are. This is real karama, really. For the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, being firm in his path, still obeying him, not leaving his, that is the real thing, really. That you become so firm. That Quran says, Fastaqim kama umirta. Be firm as you have been commanded. So he was in Prophet. So then Jabir radiallahu anhu said, I really felt very bad. The Prophet is so hungry. So he went to his wife and asked her, do you have anything? So she said, yeah, I got a small sheep, a small goat. So it will be enough for the Prophet. So a few people with him. If 2-3 people come and I can slaughter, make some bread, they can eat. So Jabir comes to the Prophet and says, my wife is cooking some food. So you and a few people around you can come. The Prophet said, oh, all the people of Khandaq, come to Jabir's house. 1,400 people. Jabir became very worried that now they will come and there's no food. He went to his wife and said, you ask a few people and the Prophet is coming with all the people. So his wife said, did you tell him that only a few people? He said, yeah, I said. He said, then don't worry. Then he knows. And then the Prophet ﷺ came and he asked Jabir, don't remove the pan in which you're cooking the food, don't remove it until I come. And then he came and he made some dua, and then they kept bringing the food and bread, and everybody, groups of the group eating and eating until everybody become full. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put a barakah a little bit there. But did it happen every day for the Prophet ﷺ? That suddenly food comes? No. Many times it will be hungry. So many times. This Allah does sometime, not all the time. the Prophet ﷺ spent so much time in hunger that one of companions as well, like Abu Hurairah said, for a few days I was hungry, no food, and I could not even walk. I was lying on the ground because I could not walk properly. So then I saw Umar coming. So I said, okay, let me ask him a question. And by the time he will answer, his house will come. So then he will ask me, come and have food. So I asked a question. Intention was not to know the answer. And Umar answered. And when the house came, Umar did not ask him to come inside the house. He left him. Maybe Umar also did not have anything. Then Abu Bakr came. He said, I asked him the question. And Abu Bakr answered me, but did not ask me to follow him to his house, hungry. Then the Prophet ﷺ came. So I asked him the question. So the Prophet smiled because he knew it is not the question. He's hungry. The Prophet ﷺ said, okay, come to my house. I followed him. The Prophet ﷺ asked his wives, is there anything to eat or drink? So his wife said, there's one bowl, milk. The Prophet said, okay, bring it. And then he said to Abu Hurairah, go and ask all the people in the masjid to come. Abu Hurairah said, I was so hungry. This bowl was not enough for me. And now he asked me to call all these people. And when I call them, what will happen? He's going to ask me to serve them. So I'll be the last person. Nothing will be left. But there is no way other than to obey him. I went and I called all these people, nearly 70 people. They came. The Prophet ﷺ asked Abu Hurairah, give the food, drink to everybody. One person, drink, full. Second person, third person, until everybody full. Then the Prophet said to Abu Hurairah, now nobody left other than you and me. You drink. Abu Hurairah drank. The Prophet said, no, drink more. Drank. He said, Prophet, don't drink more. So he said, I don't find any passage. There's nothing to go. I can't do more. Then the Prophet was the last to drink. So this happened. But it does not happen every day. His wife said, so many times hungry, like once, the hadith in Sahih Muslim, somebody came to the Prophet ﷺ and a tailor was there and he made food. But he was a poor person, so he made little food. So he said to the Prophet ﷺ, I want to invite you to come to my house and have dinner with me. The Prophet ﷺ said, وَهَذِهِ, my wife Aisha, call it. So maybe people think the Prophet is very greedy. Somebody asked him to come and he said, no, my wife. If you invite me to your house for dinner, and I said, no, I invite my wife as well. People think this sheikh is very greedy. I asked him and now he wants the whole family. So he said, you, and the Prophet said, no, my wife as well. He said, no. Then the Prophet said, no. Then he went. Then again he said to the Prophet ﷺ, please come to my house for dinner. The Prophet said, وَهَذِهِ, my wife as well. He said, no. The Prophet said, then no. Then third time came, then he said yes. So just think really, sometimes people could think, how is it possible? The Prophet is so nice, so kind. If somebody invites him, why he insists to call his wife? The reason is noble people, if they know their family is hungry, they can't eat. It's impossible. If you invite the Prophet and his wife Aisha is hungry like him, tell me, can he eat? It's impossible for him to eat. You want to feed him, but will he be happy? He can't be. Even if you have little food, if you share it between him and his wife, he'll be happy. But if you only give food to him, not his wife, he can't. That's a lesson for us people. Many people go for dinner and all those things and leave their wives behind, their family. It's not right way. Take your wife, share with them, be with the family. The Prophet ﷺ said, وَهَذِهِ, she as well. So the man said, now yes. Anas said, who narrated the story, when he said yes, then the Prophet ﷺ or Aisha, they became so happy and they went to the house of this tailor, يَتَدَافَعَانِ, pushing each other. Aisha is pushing Prophet and Prophet pushing Aisha. They're so happy. Now, see, this good family, they're happy. This really is a Prophet that did not get this thing every time. But Allah does sometime because He loves these people. It happens to them, it happens to the believers, it happens any time, people. But real thing is what? A real thing is obedience of Allah, that you must obey Him. Don't commit any sin. So what the ulama have been saying is that Karamat of Awliyah means this thing happen. This is true, but it does not happen with their power. It happens when Allah wills. So in this matter, there are so many stories, all over the world. But the problem really is whenever the stories of miracles happen, all the ulama write, most time, basically 90%, it all lies. People just make up. Somehow misunderstanding, lying, somebody says something, people understand. Most time, all the time, really, it is like that. And you always see these stories happen when the society where there are less learned people. The people who are learned, if you study the life of Abu Hanifa, do you ever find Abu Hanifa flies? Did you see Abu Hanifa walks on the water? No. Read biography of Malik. Did you ever see Malik went to Medina, Makkah to do Umrah, did not have enough time, and he closed his eye and opened, he was in Makkah. But you find a sheikh in Punjab. What he will do? He say, he doesn't pray. To ask him, why don't you pray? He said, no, I don't pray with these people. I pray in the Kaaba. So you see, that I say. And people become, oh, my sheikh does not pray. He has got a miracle of what they call Tayyul Ard. Tayyul Ard means the earth has become narrow for him. So he just steps, now he's Kaaba. So the problem really is, why it only happened in Punjab? Why not in Kufa and Basra? Why not in Makkah and Medina? Only Punjab people do this. I have read a book written by Ghulam Sarwar Lahori. Book in Farsi, Khazinatul Asfiya. It's a great man, and it has got biography of Abu Bakr Siddiq, Umar Farooq, and then at the end of all the saints of Punjab as well. So in that story you find really, everybody in Punjab, what happens is he meets Khadir. He goes somewhere and suddenly he does not know where to go. Khadir alayhi salam comes and takes him. So I'm thinking really that all these people, Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, Ali, they never meet any Khadir. And suddenly all these people in Punjab, they meet every Khadir. So what happening is, so could it be possible that you are going somewhere and somebody helped you and you ask what is your name, you say Khadir. So there are so many Khadir in the world anyway. Once I was walking in London, I came to teach. And I had prayed Maghrib and Isha together because I was a traveler. So then Adhan of Isha happened. So my students went to pray Isha. So I was walking in the street. Somebody came and, oh, you are Shaykh Akram. He hugged me. So I said to him, what is your name? He said, my name is Khidir. So I said, good that you met me. Otherwise, somebody else would have made a story. So I met Khidir. So somebody can have Khidir name. My teacher, Abu Hassan Nadwi, do you know Abu Hassan Nadwi? His stories of the Prophet. So many books he wrote. Rahimahullah ta'ala. So once ulama always do qalula. Qalula means they have lunch and they sleep, rest a little bit. Because the Shaykh used to wake up very early. So once the Shaykh was going to have qalula, so he said to one of his students that, make sure that nobody comes to meet me at this time. If somebody comes, ask him to wait for him because I want to have some rest. Even if Khadir comes. He just said like that. Even if Khidir comes, don't let him to come. And then he was waiting there, and somebody came and said, I want to meet Shaykh. He said, no, Shaykh has, said, no, nobody can come. He insisted. This man asked him, what is your name? He said, my name is Khidir. He said, you are the one. He said, don't allow him. So, just happened his name to be Khidir. So now you can make any story. People also have Khidir name. But how can be that Khidir? More likely he died because, Khidir was there. We never see Khidir coming in Battle of Uhud or Badr. He never meets Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He never meets Abu Bakr Siddiq. He never meets Umar. He never meets Abu Hanifa, Malik, Shafi. And suddenly after 1400 years, he is everywhere in every field of India and Pakistan. So why he's so keen to be India and Pakistan? And why he is so keen to be in our time? Why he didn't come? So many stories, if you go really, so many problems. Imam Zahabi rahimahullah said, among the Awliyah, those who people say very pious people, among them, the people, those whose stories of miracle are more true is Abdul Qadir Jilani. His stories are more true compared to other people. But even his stories, more than 90% are invented. People make stories so much you cannot imagine. I'll tell you a story how stories are made. Once I went from India to Bangladesh for a Tablighi Ijtima, gathering. They have biggest Ijtima in Bangladesh. So I went with a group of the ulama. I was not the leader, I was young, but somebody was leading. So we went there, spent 2 weeks in Bangladesh, tabligh and those things. So when you come from Bangladesh to Indian border, so you have to get a rickshaw, people pull it, and then you cross the border. My rickshaw was the first. So when I crossed to Indian border, and this is Indian village, mostly Hindu, actually nearly everybody Hindu. So some Hindu young boys came to me and said, we are going to build a temple and we are collecting money, so give some money. So, I just wanted to be clever. So I said to him, see the person who's coming behind me, the big sheikh, he is our leader. Go and ask him. So they left me and we went. And then, sheikh came and we traveling together, came to Lucknow. Nothing happened. Then somebody came to me after 1 or 2 weeks. He said, when you came from Bangladesh, something happened on the border? I said, nothing. He said, this sheikh who was with you, he has given a speech in the mosque of Lucknow that he was coming from the border of Bangladesh, and when he came there, Hindus came to him with the sword and knife and all those things to kill him, and he said, fear Allah. Then all the swords and all the knives fell on the ground, and he came safely. So I said, actually, I was the first person. And there no sword, no knife, nothing. Just few Hindu boys just wanted money. So simple story of just collecting money became sword and knife and all those things. And he said, fear Allah, and everything falls. This is how the stories are made. You can see all the time really people. And then after that, what happens? The people start believing. And then it spreads everywhere. Very often this happens. Tell me, you read so many stories of people flying there. So why does that happen our time? Isn't there any awliya now? So we can see really that somebody flying in the air, somebody walking on the. I'm not saying it cannot happen, but I'm trying to say really most time it is lie. Generally what happens is small thing. The Prophet ﷺ, when he did hijrah, he was in more need to fly to Medina. But Allah did not make for him. He had to hide, in Ghar Thawr, Cave of Thawr, then traveling, so much trouble. If Allah give people power to fly, the one who needs to fly more is the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But he didn't go flying. So many times he came from Medina to Makkah, never flying. He went to Tabuk on the border of the Syria, never any flying, nothing. Abu Bakr Siddiq sends his army, nobody flying. They don't walk on the water, but you find many stories. One of the stories I'll tell you is great Sheikh Saadi Shirazi. Have you heard his name? He's a Sufi Sheikh, poet in Persian language. There are few people, they are greatest poet. One of the Sheikh Saadi. I love him. I wrote so many articles about him. I read all of his books. But in his book also there are stories amazing. So he said he was in Baghdad and he was going to cross the river, Dijla. And there were the boats and he saw Sheikh Shahabuddin Suhrawardi. Sheikh Shahabuddin Suhrawardi is a big Sufi Sheikh, rahimahullah ta'ala. He saw him, he also waiting to go to cross the Dijla. But Sheikh had no money. And I had only money to pay my fare. So I hired the boat and I was riding the boat. When I was in the middle of the water, then I saw Shaykh floating over the water, standing on his prayer mat, sajjada. He made and floated like that. So I said, how do you come? He said, you came by this boat and I came by Allah. Allah brought me. So he said, but if nobody else reports, nothing. Just one person said. So if this is story like that, then Baghdad has many people, many ulama, many mashayikh. Nobody knows other than this person. So you always find really the stories like that. And people love this story. Why? Because there's no responsibility, nothing to do. So you always understand most of these things really, even the true, they are very rare, very few. And they don't happen such a big scale. They happen in small things. Like sometimes Allah gives barakah in your food. Sometimes you are in need of a food and you are in a house, you have no food, and somebody knocks your door and brings food at the time when you're needing. So Allah does like that. I mentioned, I think time, maybe if you have some question, and then after that we start again, inshallah ta'ala. So is there any question, please ask, then start, next thing, inshallah.
Jazakallah khair, Sheikh. I'm going to let the brother ask first, inshallah.
Yeah, because it's time to teach for Mustafa. I think I'm moving from one topic to other. So I said before that, if people have any question about what I've been saying, please ask.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much for such an inspiring talk. My question is, like, as you mentioned, that the karama are not something which happening all the time. But when you concluded, you mentioned there are many stories where people tell the story and we don't know the authenticity of them. So if we look at this from the point of view where you mentioned that karama can happen, but they are not repeated. So how can you validate the authenticity of those stories which could have happened, but they are not repeated all the time?
They are not repeated.
Yes, so like for example, that one sheikh, there was a fire and that sheikh said with a blessing of Allah, he said something and it stopped. And now whoever was the ruler of that area wanted to show it to his mom, and he asked that, can you repeat it? But the sheikh said, no, I cannot. And so same is for those stories. It could have been happened, and now people narrated them, and then after that other people want to see it and they cannot do it. So is there any way like one can validate them?
Yeah, this is a good question. I now understand it. So basically you want to say that could be possible, some miracle happen, but it does not happen again. Because that's true really. So first thing, understand that whatever miracles happen, Allah does. He can, actually the way things are happening from Allah. My eyes see the Allah's power. If now my nose starts seeing, do you think miracle? If Allah can make eyes see, why he cannot make nose see? He does whatever he likes really. But sometimes when something not usual, against habit, the people make it very, very big. So karama is power of Allah. He does whenever he likes. But the way of Allah is, he does not break his rule. Why? Because he wants the people to follow the system, and within the system they become pious. Because if he start breaking the system, then human being can say, no, you did not do for me, how can I worship you? This person, you loved him more. He wants to have same system for everybody, same way for everybody, and now use that and come nearer to me. The prophets will have same problem, messengers will have same problem, he's not going to change. For example, you can see, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted Musa alayhi salam and his people to enter into Palestine. So the command came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, do jihad and I will support you. I'll help you and you'll be victorious. So Musa alayhi salam said to his people, Bani Israel, that let's go and fight these people. So his people said, no, they are qawban jabbareen. Palestinians are very mighty people, strong people. We can't fight them. اذهب أنت وربك فقاتلا إنا هاهنا قاعدون. Oh Musa, you go and your Lord goes. You two fight. When we win, then I will enter. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala could have made Musa to win again alone. Musa could fight alone and he could be winner. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, no. إنها محرمة عليهم 40 سنة. Oh Musa, now they can't enter into Palestine for 40 years. Allah has a law. He wants to, Allah is not our slave. He is our master. We are his slave. We have to do whatever he commands. And he, within the system, he has made such a way really, it becomes more than a miracle. Like the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not break any system. Within the system of Allah, he conquered Makkah. Then his followers established empire, Syria, Iraq, Egypt, and then actually up to India. From India to Spain, all who are who? All Muslims. Rule many, many years. India remains under Muslim rule more than 800 years. Spain remained under Muslim nearly 800 years. So such expansion. There's nothing. No, Muslims understood the power of Allah, His Sunnah, His way, and they used it. Allah helped them. Allah wants people to understand the system and follow that with the name of Allah. He will help you. Now see Sulaiman alayhi salam. Sulaiman alayhi salam's kingdom Allah did with a miracle. He made the jinn under his control. They built link to him. So Allah, for a reason Allah did this. But tell me whose kingdom survived more? The Prophet Muhammad's followers' kingdom or kingdom of Sulaiman? Kingdom of Sulaiman did not last. After his death, divided and very quickly finish, not remain. Though it all best, if you follow the system, the way Allah, that's more powerful. That people don't trust the way Allah, like for example, European people or Western people, they invented aeroplane. So they understood how the system of Allah works and they used it. The whole world is flying. But if you don't learn how Allah has made this world and you just want Allah to make you miracle and you fly, yeah, it could happen sometime maybe, but it's not going to last. Nobody can follow you. Nobody can do this. So what I'm trying to say is the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He does not want to break the system. But He does it sometime whenever He feels a need, whenever He thinks it's going to help people. But the way people claim all the time, that I'm suspicious. Because if that happens on the scale that you say, then everybody should see something. Why nobody sees? Then nobody, all these stories don't exist. Actually, the people who don't have miracles, they actually are more powerful in this world. You with all miracles, nothing. And those who have no miracle, they have more power in God. The way Allah has made, it has more power. If you learn the system, you become more powerful within the system. So it's not that I'm denying it. I'm saying, if somebody said, somebody flying in the air, so I will say it needs to be witnessed. That I'm trying to say. If nobody can witness, how just I can rely on a report? Nobody else sees, especially flying in the air. It will be a huge thing. At least hundreds of people will see. Nobody sees except one person who's reporting. How can we believe in that? We have to understand this thing. So, and as I said really, even if you fly to what? Even flies fly. Even bees fly to what? If you flew, it's not proof of anything really. People think it is proof. It's not really proof. Sometime Allah can give it this power even to unbelievers for some reason, because He's Rabb of everybody. He's Lord of everybody.
We're going to, inshallah, go between sisters and brothers. So there's a microphone on the sister side. So inshallah, sisters can ask a question. Then I'll come back to the brothers.
Assalamu alaikum, Shaykh. My question is about, you said earlier, as you were defining the word Rabb, I had a question in my mind around, so if even non-believers like Iblis can invoke, Allah as Rabb, and if He can give them infinitely because He's Al-Wahhab, right? Then how do we kind of reconcile that with sometimes even as believers, for example, if we commit a sin, Allah may not answer some of our du'as, or maybe our rizq is blocked as a result of a sin that we've committed or things of that nature. So how can we reconcile that non-believers can invoke Rabb and kind of get what they want, but then as believers at times we go through some of those hardships. How can we reconcile that in our mind?
I couldn't, in my voice not very clear to my mind. Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, sure.
Just, because the voice for me is just issues. Yeah.
So she's basically saying is that non-believers can also invoke Rabb, and Allah gives them whatever they want.
Yeah.
And sometimes we, as believers, commit sins and our rizq is blocked, and we don't get what we want when we invoke Allah. So that was the question. So how do you reconcile?
Oh, that's good thing. So the question is that unbelievers ask Allah and He responds to them. Unbelievers ask, and sometimes Allah does not listen to them. That's the question is. Whenever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala responds to the people, it has many, many reasons, many, many wisdom behind that. We cannot comprehend them. So sometimes could it be possible that a believer commits a sin and he asks Allah to help him. He does not help. The reason not that he cannot help him. The reason is he wants to alert him that, you are my slave, you commit sin. Alerting him so he can repent it. Allah wants to help him. So some like a father, sometimes son asks him, son disobey him and ask him some help. He can help him, but he does not help to remind him that I'm angry with you, I'm upset with you, correct yourself because this is going to harm you. So this is the bigger rahmah. If Allah does whatever you want, He can do that, but it's going to harm you. Then you never can correct yourself. So actually, if Allah does not do what you want, that is a sign that He likes you. Understand properly. If Allah does whenever people get what they desire, that is very, very dangerous in the Quran. That simply means Allah does not like you. When Allah likes people, what He does, He sometimes does what they want and sometimes does not do. So they're reminded all the time to be connected to Allah. Ask Him, respect to Him. So whenever you make dua, it is not accepted the way you want. It doesn't mean it is not going to be accepted. Allah just wants to test you. Are you still my slave? Do you still love me? Are you still attached with me? You know, I remember a long time ago, maybe 10 years back, I made 3 du'as asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And but things didn't happen either. But still I kept asking. Then shaitan comes to me, what is the purpose to ask? I said, no. Whenever I ask, I get reward. And reward is much more important than what I'm asking. One single reward is much, at least I'm getting the reward. And second thing what I'm getting is my belief in Allah, that even if my du'as are not accepted, still He is my Rabb. Still I am attached with Him. And then after 1 year, all 3 du'as were accepted. So I said, see, I got what I wanted. And I got so much reward of asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then at the same time, my belief became stronger. So Allah wanted to test. So sometimes He does not give you because He likes you. There's a story Sheikh Saadi has mentioned in his book, Gulistan, I think, or maybe Bostan. He mentioned one of his books, these 2 books. Somebody used to worship Allah every day, especially in the night, all the night awake, tahajjud and praying for 50 years. You know, he became 50-year-old. And asking Allah. So one day a voice comes from the heaven to him. You are wasting your time. You have been worshipping me for such a long time. Nothing has been accepted. It's all waste of time. So then the person said, whether it is accepted or not accepted, I still will do, because I have no door other than your door. Nowhere to knock. I can't go anywhere. It is just your door. Then the voice came, everything you did, we accepted. All accepted. I just wanted to test you, how good you are in ibadah. Allah, the door are always open. When people ask, He does. But sometimes He just do differently. He wants to test you, are you really believer? You know, or just your slave of your desire. He wants to test you. That it reminds me of the story of Rabi al-Basriya, you know, a female, a woman's waliya, a saint. So her story is in on her time, there was, a big alim in Basra. So he used to say to the people that keep knocking the door. One day, the door will be open. Means Allah's door. Keep insisting, keep asking, keep praying. One day Allah will open His door. So keep insisting, keep knocking the door. One day the door will open. So Rabia Basriya said, his name was Salih al-Murri. So Salih al-Murri used to teach people, keep knocking the door. One day the door will open. Rabia said, oh Salih, how long you are going to keep teaching same thing? Tell me when the door was closed. The door of Allah never has been closed. What purpose is knocking the door? It is always open. All the time open. Allah's door never. When you ask Allah, He gives you. He gives you more than that. You know, if you come to my house and ask me 1 penny, 1 pence, even if I'm very miser person, stingy, 1 penny, nothing. I'll say 1 penny, nothing. I'll give you. If all the people in this universe, they ask Allah whatever they desire, all their desire, all their questions is less than 1p for me. He's creator. He just say and everything there. So you think He will not give? His creator, His master. He said, don't ask anybody other than me. So that Sufyan Thawri said, Allah, if Allah does not give you, it is not that He does not want to give. He is not giving, also is giving. When He does not give you, that also is a gift. That's a gift another way. He wants to increase your iman. He wants to keep that to give you in the day of judgment when you need more. When people will see all du'as which are not accepted in this world, how much reward in the hereafter, they will desire if none of their du'as have been accepted. To always understand, when Allah gives you what you want, it is His gift. When Allah does not give you what you want, that is also Allah's gift. He's giving His gift and He's not giving gift. He is so generous you cannot imagine really. So this is always understand. Allah's test is so much. Actually, when He gives people whatever they like, unbelievers, He gives them more. That is saying, I don't like you. because I don't like it. Just get what you want. But when he does not give, that means he wants you to be attached with him. Actually, this is the reason why Allah created the need. He created the need so people can be connected with Allah. If he gives you whatever you want, nobody is going to worship him. So then you can't get paradise. Because he loves you, he wants you to be connected with him. Okay, what is the next question?
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Yeah, we have a question.
Sheikh, Jazakallah khair for coming and sharing knowledge. I'm kind of curious to know, like, what is the benefit? Please teach us what is the benefit that we can get by learning about the miracles of the Awliyah in the past, or maybe at now. Like, what is the benefit? There's so many other things that we hear from Mashayikh, but this specifically, like, what is the lesson, what is the benefit of learning about the miracles that happen in the past from the Awliyah Karam?
Yeah, that's a very good question. To what the benefit that we learn about all these karamat and miracles of the Awliyah. So first thing, as I said in the beginning, always keep in mind, miracles don't make you nearer to Allah, because that Allah that does. So that can happen. What makes you nearer to Allah is your own ibadah. Even one subhanallah is much, much greater, much precious than all those things. So then why we need to learn all these miracles if they have they have no virtue? If a miracle does not make anybody better than the other person, why do we need to learn them? The reason we are learning them, so we understand really that sometime Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala helps people from where you cannot imagine. And he said in the Quran, so you have some stories, so this Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala happened. You don't deny. Sometimes it can happen to you as well, in different forms. If people don't know this thing, so if this happen, what will happen? They will do shirk. So they will think, oh, this person must be magician or must be having jinn with him. So when really know it is from Allah, not from anybody, you avoid the shirk. So when it seems to mu'jizat, to all this karamat we learn, that's why we believe in angels. Why belief in angels is so important? Because when rain comes and you make dua, really Allah sends angels and that happens. If you don't believe in angels and angels are Allah's agents, then that what actually jinnis and shaitan do, they want to put in your mind, I do, shaitan does, or somebody who's possessed by shaitan, he does. That's what Dajjal is going to do. So when people don't understand this, Dajjal will say, I am the Lord, because I do all those things. Whatever Allah does, I can do. So we know sometimes this thing. So if somebody does, like for example, a shaykh does this thing, he's just a mind. This is happening because of Allah. So knowing that this thing is important, we know really it happens, but it does not happen by that person. It happens only because of Allah. So we are not going to worship him. We are not going to obey him. And if he's a pious person, we can know Allah is supporting him. But if not a pious person, Allah is testing him and testing other people by him. So knowing this is important, so you don't fall in the shirk and you don't start respecting these people more than they deserve, knowing that it does everything. Otherwise, the truth really is, when sun rises in the east, from the east, it is ayah of Allah. Who made it? When you see with your eyes, that's a miracle of Allah, that's sign of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But sometimes he breaks to remind you, the way things are happening because of me, because I am the one who break it. I can do different other way. So that's remind you. So the reason we learn, so we cannot be misled. So nobody can claim that they do. Nobody can claim that they are Lord. Like Hindu people, once in UK, one of the Hindu temple, Hindu people claimed that when we offer milk to our idol, he drinks it. And now crowds of you must have heard the news. So everybody going and giving the milk to the idol, and he drinks it. So people said to me, so I said, how it proves that he is the Lord? Why Lord will drink milk? I also drink milk. I am your Lord. How I can become Lord just by drinking the milk? Just think, just people want to play with. So if something like that happens, they want to show that this is had extraordinary power. Allah is the one who does everything. So maybe sometimes he wants to test people. And more likely he has given this to shaitan just to test people. So we know this thing. But Hindus don't believe in this thing, so they believe power comes from the idol. The idol is doing. Idol does not do anything. Drinking milk does not make anybody Lord. Allah make all human beings to drink milk. He gave the power. He can also make an idol, or more likely, it was a trick. Like Sheikh Sadi had mentioned, that once he came to India, Sheikh Sadi was nearly 800 years before us, 800 years. So he said he came to India and he went to the temple of Somnath. You know Somnath in Gujarat, so the biggest temple of Hindu people. He said he happened to be there. And it's all Hindu, so he pretended to be a Hindu. He is there and just do everything that a Hindu does. So one day he argued with a priest about idol. They don't benefit, they don't do anything. How can we worship them? So he thought, oh, he must be Muslim. So they wanted to kill him. They said, no, I just said this to test you, that how strong you are in belief. So they became happy. They said to me, you said they don't do anything. One day, every year, this big idol raises his hand, make dua, and then all India comes, people come and they raise hand, and whatever they ask, it accepted. He raised his hand. Sheikh Sadi, I become very surprised, really, how can an idol raise hand? So I waited for that day when all Indians are coming to Somnath, and the priest took me in front of the idol, and then a moment came when the idol lifted the hand. And then all Indians are crying and weeping and they're raising their hand, so happy. Sheikh Sadi said, what I did, I kept looking around, so I found there is a, like a well or something underneath of the idol, and there is a rope, tied with his hand from inside. This person sitting there, he pulls it, and the hand is lifted. So then, long story, you can see, sometimes people play trick, many of these things. But even if it happens, we are not going to discuss, even if it happens to what? Allah does. He wants to test you. Just by drinking milk, you worship someone, then you worship me. I also drink milk. So this is exactly why we study this. So we know really, if things like that happen, nothing big. It Allah does. Nobody else does. We don't worship these people. But unfortunately, many Muslims start worshipping these priests, these sheikhs, these peers. They think, oh, the miracle happened, they must be having some power. They have no power. It happened. Many of these people, those who have miracle happen with them, they are, needy like us, same need. They can't do anything.
Inshallah, we'll take questions from the sisters.
Assalamu alaikum. Jazakallah khair for all the good information and knowledge that you've shared. Like you mentioned, so many episodes from India and all the misconceptions. Being an Indian, from an Indian origin, being raised there, I know what you're talking about, and I've seen and heard them firsthand. And what do you suggest for somebody who wants to unlearn everything and also maybe, share that with family back home, with people back home? How did you unlearn those things that were around you, and also how did you share that with the people, and so on and so forth?
Can you just repeat the question? Yeah.
So basically she's talking about all the miracles that they talk about have happened, and she experienced it firsthand. Now she wants to, in India, Pakistan, she wants to help those people unlearn that, so then they can start unlearn all those things that these are not real, and then start coming back to the real thing, like how to fix themselves.
Means the people who claim to have miracle.
Not the miracles, the idea of the miracle, the lies that have been told to people about this, all of these miracles and Karamat and Awliyah. So how do you unlearn all of this?
Yeah, that's actually very, very important question, really. The thing really, in India and Pakistan, Bangladesh, even actually people who have come from our country, in England, there are so many wrong understanding and problem. Really, you cannot, anything happen, somebody is possessed by jinn. A jinn is there and this is there. It all lies, tricks, so much tricks are going on, really. I've gone deep in many of these stories. So this is very important thing, that to teach people, don't believe in this thing. They have misled so many people. Somebody came from India in one of the months of Ramadan in the north of England, and he claimed that he had got 30,000 jinn following him. How many? 30,000 jinn. And he can cure anything. So women used to come and consult him for 1 hour. He used to take 1,000 pounds. So he made all money from here. Then he went back to India. Somebody asked me that this alim came from India, 30,000 jinn. So I said, actually, all these people are stupid. If this person has got 30,000 jinn, nobody sees jinn, he should control India. He should take. Indian army only fights those who see. Jinn nobody can see. If somebody got 30,000 jinn, you can rule over the world. Just think. And this person coming to beg money to England, and from these women, because they're needy, they're desperate, you take 1,000 pounds. If you have 30,000 jinn, your army nobody can see. So where are they? All these people who say, I possess jinn and all those things. I said to them, in India, there's so much problem happened to Muslims. Why can't you help? It all lies made up. I've seen so many stories. I cannot, really we need to help people. It all lie made up. All these people say the miracle, none of the miracle. They made up. In my village, there was a lady, she actually was from my family. So she had this jinn, and his name was Nasim. So all the family is scared that this jinn comes to her and she becomes like a man, speak in the voice of the man and all those things. So I just was a student in Lucknow. So when I came, I said, when jinn comes, tell me. Though I was not an alim, but I did not believe in any of these things. I knew it is all made up. So they called me when jinn came. So I came, I asked, and she's speaking like a man. I asked what your name is. He said, my name is Nasim. So then it came to my mind, let me ask the question that this lady knows answer. And then I ask those questions which she will not know, but jinn should know. So I ask a small question about village and everything, and she's like speaking like a man is order. Then I ask questions which she could not know, but jinn should know. Then jinn disappeared. She became normal. She said, jinn has gone. So I'm waiting there, there's no jinn. As long as I was in the village, jinn never came. Nothing. So many stories. One of my friend, his name is Wazir, he's still in Dubai, he's working, he's a teacher. So he said to me when he was a young boy, his family wanted to make him to study in a particular school. He did not like that school. He wanted to go to a different school. But they forced him to, he pretended that he got jinn. And there was a mosque known to be mosque of jinn. So he said, I used to go and sleep there all the night. So everybody now believes that I got jinn. One day I ran away from my house to another city. My brother went for looking for me and he got me and then he made me to sit on the bike behind me. So I said to my brother, the jinn is pulling me. So my brother said, that's why the bike is so difficult to move. All bit. And then they made me to my admission in the school I wanted. I became normal. He said, now I said to my family, it was all fake. I made up. They don't believe. They said, no, you got jinn. The world actually has so many problems. Simple. I tell that I'm trying to, Allah does not do this. Why? Allah wants the people to understand the Sunnah, His way. The way in this world Allah has made everything very clear. Whenever you have problem, follow the procedure Allah has made. That's what He wants, with the name of Allah. If you do that, He will be happy. So if you are hungry, what the way is? Eat food. That's all. If you don't eat food, you will behave very badly. Allah has made this way. If you are hungry, the procedure is eat the food. If you fall ill, what the procedure is? Go to a doctor, consult him. And now you say, oh, I got jinn and this and that. So this is not, Allah has made the world like that. Allah made the world on a certain clear procedure. So believers, people, Muslim, human beings, Muslims or non-Muslims, they can follow it. Otherwise, this world never can run. So this is not run by these people. But at the same time, I say some time can happen, some small miracle. But the world is not all these miracles. The way Allah made itself is a miracle. The way He made. To learn how it works and follow the process. You can see all the learned society, there's no jinn. Jinn only is in the society where all the ignorant people are, because they believe in these things. If they follow the procedure, nothing will happen. If they go to doctor, and people make up all that, they say, oh, I was somebody possessed by jinn. And the imam comes and he reads the Qur'an and then is lifted. So I said, how it be jinn? Why can't you say really that he behaved in a way I don't know how to explain? But relate to jinn, what is the proof for that? So sometimes people have got illness, a phenomenon, which don't know how to explain. So they say it is jinn. It's a miracle. Anything. No, understand, there could be an explanation. Some other people know, you don't know. Ask the learned people. So that's why the best thing really is what the prophets do. Learn from them how to worship Allah, obey them, and follow the procedure that Allah has made. You'll be safe. If you don't follow the procedure, anybody can come and corrupt your mind. Every time really, because it's full of the stories. People say, my wife got a jinn. Because somebody came to me, an alim. So he said, my wife has got jinn. I said, why? What problem is? He said that, she becomes angry and fighting and all those things. She has got jinn. I said, no, it is your problem. You don't know how to make her happy. So now they're fighting happening. So you blame that jinn is. It is your problem. Correct yourself. You should be fine. If you love her, she'll be loving you. So if she's doing all those things, there must be some reason in you. And you now accuse her that she got a jinn. So people just easy blame it to blame the jinn.
Jazakallah khair, Shaykh. Inshallah, we're going to take, I know there's a bunch of questions both on the brothers and the sisters side. Inshallah, we'll take a break because it's past 11:30 for 15 minutes, inshallah. And then please be back. It's 11:40 right now, so please be back around 11:55. And please be on time because we're going to start at 11:55, inshallah. There is tea outside, so please go grab some tea and get freshened up and come back. We'll have more time, inshallah, for Q&A at the end of the session. Jazakumullah khair.
हाँ जी
वरना लोग थक जाते हैं सुना देंगे आप
Usually have it on Saturday mornings like this. I mean, we usually don't have. I thought you said shit. That's what we just goes through his classical texts.
Wednesday nights. We have more. That's it more like that. Usually a lot of people who don't usually show up to that.
Yeah. The early timing, but like that.
Okay, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Please come nearer. Please come nearer. And also you can come nearer. Come nearer so you can hear properly. Okay, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So let me repeat properly. I taught you Allah has subhanahu wa ta'ala has got two attributes, Rabb and He is also Ilah. As a Rabb, He is creator, master, sustainer, provider for every human being, for every animal, for every creation. Everything belongs to Him. He does as He likes. His doing does not make you become more beloved to Him. He does whatever He likes. He can make somebody rich. He can make somebody poor. He can make somebody more handsome. He can give people more power. He does for a purpose. He wants to test everybody. So whatever He does as a Rabb, it does not make you nearer to Him. There is no sign that you are more beloved to Allah than other people. So you always understand. So don't be proud of those things. Don't be arrogant. Actually, you should fear more. If Allah gives you more power, that is sign He wants to test you more. You have more responsibility. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you more wealth, it means He wants to test you more. Whenever favors of Allah are more, then testing is more and more responsibility. So as I mentioned, whatever He does as a Rabb, it does not make you nearer to Allah. What makes you nearer to Allah is those matters where He commands you. He said, do this and don't do this. So when you obey Him, you become nearer to Him. He loves people when they listen to Him, not because you benefit Him. It means that you trust in Him, that He is commanding you what benefits you. So when He asks us to pray, the prayer does not benefit Him. The prayer benefits me and you. So why He becomes happy? He becomes happy that we accepted His advice. What makes me good? Allah told me and I listened to Him. That's what He is happy. That my slaves, they trust in me. They believe in what I say. So I will give them more and more. So always be, and this thing, your ability to become nearer to Allah, nobody can take away from you. Understand properly. Even if you are in the well, and people have taken from you all the freedom, still you have best ability to become near to your Lord. The space that Allah has given you, the time that He has given you, whatever He gives you as Rabb, it does not affect you. It always in your hand. You can become near to Allah in any condition. If you are poorest person on the face of the earth, still you can be nearest to Him. If you are weakest person on the face of the earth, you have nothing really. Your hands are paralyzed, you are blind, you are deaf, still you can be nearer to Allah than those who see, than those who have ability. Your ability to attain nearness to Allah, nobody can take away from you. Everybody shares same thing Allah has given to everybody. That what we need to, that what real karama is. That what Quran says, Inna akramakum indallahi atqakum. The people who have got the most karama are those people who fear Allah more. If you fear Him more, He loves you then. It does not mean He's going to make you king, because real kingdom is kingdom of hereafter. That Quran makes. Real kingdom, not this world. A real kingdom is when He gives you paradise. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran that when people will come to Him and He is pleased with them, then He will give them, na'iman wa idha ra'ayta thamma ra'ayta na'iman wa mulkan kabira. When you see my favors upon believers, ra'ayta na'iman, you will see favors upon the favor, wa mulkan kabira, and huge kingdom. What Allah has hidden for the people that they have judgment, this word cannot be anything really. One of the hadiths of the Prophet said, I know the last person who will enter to paradise. Last person. The people ask the Prophet, who is the last person? He says, when everybody, those who go to paradise, they will go to paradise. People of the hellfire go to hellfire. Intercession will happen. All the angels, all the prophets, messengers, pious people will intercede. Many, many sinners will go to paradise. From the hellfire, they will be saved as they go to paradise. There will be somebody in the middle of the hellfire, and his face will be opposite of paradise. So after many, many hundreds, thousands of years, after that, one day he will say, Oh my Lord, can you turn my face towards paradise? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say, oh my slave, I will do that, but promise that you are not going to ask anything else, anything more, anymore. He said, I promise. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala turned his face towards paradise. Then after many, many years, he'll say, oh my Lord, if you can make me nearer to paradise. In hell, I just want to see. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say, oh my slave, I will do that, but promise that you are not going to ask anything more. He said, I promise. Then he will be there. Then after many, many years, he will ask, oh my Lord, can you make me to go around to see paradise? Allah will say, oh my slave, I will do that, but promise that you are not going to ask again, because you keep asking. So then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make an angel to take him around paradise, and he will see people are there enjoying. After coming back from paradise, he will be quiet. Now he's not going to ask anything. Then many, many years after, Allah will say, oh my slave, this time you came quiet. Every time you broke your promise, this time you're not asking anymore. He said, oh my Lord, how can I ask you? I saw the paradise, it's all full. There's nothing left. So, I did not want to ask you something you can't do. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say, oh my slave, I have given you, a paradise bigger than 10 times bigger than the earth. 10 times bigger than that. So he'll say, oh my Lord, you are Lord, and you are making this joke with me, fun with me. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala see that then he will get a paradise 10 times bigger than this earth. That is the last person. Allah, the creator, he is not finder. Understand really that everything in this world happened because of him. That's why the dua is the most powerful thing. Ask him. For example, if you ask me something, I have to find it, then give you. If you ask me, oh, can you ask this rich man, help me? So I have to go and ask him. Maybe he helps, maybe he does not help. I cannot do anything. I have to find any resources. When you ask Allah, he does not find. He does not ask anybody. He creates. What he does? He says, be, it is there. Anything he wants, that he said. He's not that he solves the problem. He creates a solution. He's not find a solution. You come to me, oh, I got difficulty, problem. How can I solve my problem? I say, oh, I don't know really. It is such a difficult question. I don't know how to answer. Come to Allah, he will create solution. He's the creator, he's the maker. He makes everything. That's how powerful he is. Everything in his hand. The way things are happening, made by him. If he sometimes breaks the system, he does. But his way is, he made a sunnah. He made normal way that people can follow the procedure. If you want to fight your enemy, this is the procedure. Make an army, trust in me, be strong, and then I will help you. If you want to seek knowledge, come, find learned people, study with them, spend time, I will help you. Follow the procedure. But this thing that, you hear the story in India, there was a preacher in India, I have attended the lecture. So he used to say that he was born, in a family, nobody learned. So he was jahil, ignorant, nothing. And then he just earned like a labor, work in Bombay, in a house that people earning money. And he saw a majdoor, somebody, like mad, eating khichdi. So he eats, and then when he eats, drops in the same, container, and his saliva also falls. He asked me to eat from that. And nobody will eat really, because his saliva was falling and all dirty, and his hands were very dirty. So he said, I ate. And when I ate, I became learned. So tell me really, if this Allah meant, then there's no need for a madrasa, a school or college. Just find somebody eating khichdi, you eat to become learned. Then the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ does not need to teach anything. Just say to everybody, come and eat my leftover, you become learned. He did not make procedure like that. He can do that, but he does not. He wants people to follow the system. He wants people to follow the procedure properly, to always understand this thing. This is very important to understand really. That's why we people are struggling. We see unbelievers are doing much better. For example, if a kafir has got a field, farm, and I am Muslim, I got a farm. The kafir unbeliever works hard, follow the rule, water his field, and everything, he knows what seeds are there, looks after that, his field will produce. I am a believer, I say, I love Allah. In the time of the, growing the seed of, I just come to masjid and make dua and pray for all the day and night and never go to my field. So maybe I get some reward because I'm praying, but my field will do nothing because this is not the system of Allah. System of Allah is something else. I should work hard like him, but at the same time trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that he wants. If you are running a family of a family, wife, children, so the way is not that you leave them and just spend time in the masjid. No. The Prophet used to say that every prayer at home has more reward than the mosque except for the prayer. Have you heard this hadith? All the prayers at home have more reward, than the masjid except for the prayer. That's why the companions, all these people, they will to rush to house. Why? Because he wants people to spend time with their family. Now you want your family to do well, to be happy, and you spend time in the masjid. They're not going to be happy. Your family will not be good. And you think, oh, I worship Allah, I obey him. No, you are not worshipping him. Because the Prophet said, you spend time with your family. When Imam says salam, you should rush to your family. Do your sunnah there. So they see you. You are present there. Allah wants you to follow. Don't make Allah your slave. Don't make all the time, Allah does on my behalf. He's not going to do on your behalf. You need to do. You have to pray your prayer. You have to know how to run the family. You have to learn how to, how to earn money. You have to learn this thing. He made system. He gave everything. I'll tell a story. So somebody said, I'm not going to eat any food. Because if Allah feeds everyone, he will feed me as well. So I want to see how Allah feeds. So he left his home, went to a forest, sat there like that. I'm going to see how Allah feeds. He's sitting there one day, second day. There are some people passed by saying, oh, this person sitting. They say, he must be saint, must be wali, must be shaykh. He's so pious, he does not look anywhere sitting. So they went to their house, asked their wife to make nice biryani, very good smell. Then the person brought the, full of the, container, biryani, put in front of the person. The smell is coming. But he said, I'm not going to eat. I want to see how Allah feeds me. Biryani is there, the smell is coming, but he's sitting like that, not eating. Then after that, night come, people who are doing robbery, they pass by. They say, it's fine, smell. They say, oh, nice food, let's go. They came there, smell is there, food is there, but this person sitting, they thought this person is clever. He must have put poison inside and he wants us to eat and then we die and he take all our money. He's a clever person. Let's feed him first. So they took biryani, forced in his mouth. And then he ate. He did not die. Then they became happy and they ate. Yeah, so Allah can do this. But this is respect for human being. This is what human being is. Allah says, I gave you respect. Meaning is, use your mind, use your hand. How nice it is that you use your mind, cook the food, and then after that, make in the plate, eat with your hands, say Bismillah. Isn't that more honorable? Somebody comes and forces in your mouth and goes inside, and you think, Allah, that also Allah did. Who made your hand? The way Allah has done it much better. More respect. He said, I gave respect to human being. This is what Allah loves people. Already has given you mind. Use the mind, use your hand. It much more. He said in Qur'an, وَلَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ. We create the mankind in the best structure. This is the best structure. Otherwise, why he gave you hand? Tell me if everything Allah has to do, then no need for hand. He wanted to show you that you can do something. Otherwise, we don't need hand. If we don't need to work, we don't need mouth. If we don't need to eat, then food comes from somewhere else. The way he made really, he wants to respect us, respect all the people. That's how Allah has made this. Like there's a story in this in Risala Qushari and all the story everywhere. This story comes that there was a person. He was traveling, but he had made his oath. He is not going to ask anyone to help. Though Allah's command is, when you need, you ask people help. Human being also from Allah. The prophets used to ask help. Prophets also used to borrow money from people. This person made oath, I'm not going to ask any help from anybody. He was walking and there was a well. He fell down in the well. now he's going to die. But now he wants to shout to people, but he's remembered, no, I made promise, I'm not going to ask anybody help. I only trust in Allah. So he remained there. Then somebody was passing by. It came to his mind that, call them so they can save me. Then again he remembered, no, he's made oath. He's not going to ask anybody to help, only Allah. So he remained quiet. These people, they saw there's a well, and maybe sometimes animals come, something, they make a dirt. Let's put a rock over the well, so no animal can do. And now they're going to put the rock there, so he's going to die. So it came to his mind to shout. Then again he remembered, no, I have promised not to ask anybody to help other than Allah. He remained quiet. Then after that, a lion comes, as the people write a story, a lion comes and he removes the rock and pulls him out. And then a voice comes to him, we save you from a danger by a danger. So it can happen, but this is what human being is. Just think really. He will get sin. So people say, why Allah saved? Because Allah saves everybody, even sinners. This person doing a sin, if he died, he will be sinful. Because when you fail there, you must ask people to help. Because who made these people? Allah made them. Allah made a system. When you need to help, some help, ask people. Allah is the one who makes it. But no, I'm not going to ask anybody. So this is a very bad manner. If Allah helps, it does not mean Allah is happy with you. He helps for a reason. So this person has been saved, but this person is sinful because he did not follow Allah's way, Allah's system. To always understand this thing, that we have to be slave of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, follow system of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala properly, then he saves. Anyway, so as I mentioned to you that believe in Allah as Allah, be a slave of Allah, obedient to Him, worshipper Him, pleasing Him, be humble, don't become arrogant. Allah will love you. That always He does. But sometimes, it can happen that for some reason He can do differently. There are so many reasons for that. I'm not going to explain because I explain some of those things anyway. I want to teach you another thing from here, and that is very often many stories, they have been made to look like a miracle. They actually are something else. They are normal stories, normal things also from Allah, but we always create something else, twist them. They are not there. So for example, like the Quran mentions that when Maryam alayhi salam is born, so she is a clever girl, very young age. Whenever Zakaria alayhi salam became her, like a supervisor, sustainer, guardian, Quran said that, we gave the guardianship of Maryam to Zakaria alayhi salam. So Quran said, كُلَّمَا دَخَلَ عَلَيْهَا زَكَرِيَّا الْمِحْرَابِ وَجَدَ عِنْدَهَا رِزْقًا. Whenever Zakaria used to enter into mihrab, he would find a rizq with Maryam. So now Quran does not say anything else. Quran said he would find there is rizq next to Maryam. Now people write stories that in the time of the no season, there's no season for apple, he would find apple there. There's no season for grapes, there are no grapes. When he comes there, he sees Maryam has got grapes. So fruits of, those fruits which don't have season, it is there. Tell me where Quran says like that. Does Quran say no season? Does Quran specify what rizq is? We just gave a meaning which is not there. Why can't you see normally? What is happening is when Zakaria alayhi salam comes, he talks to Maryam. Maryam talks nicely, with full of the wisdom about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, about his praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So many things, how she makes dua. This is a great risk. Quran mentions risk not only for the food. Quran mentions risk for everything. Meaning is, whenever Zakaria comes, he always finds Maryam so clever, talking so nicely, wisdom coming. He was surprised. She has no teacher. Nobody is there. How she learns those things quickly? So he becomes surprised because he wanted son like that, who can be so wise, so clever. So he said, "Oh Maryam, anna laki hada." How you become so wise? Every time I come, you have some new hikmah. Like, sometimes you see your son is very clever. You ask him, how you do? So he said, I read this book, that I have. Sometimes people will say something which you think it is too, so great. So every time he comes, he's so impressed by the wisdom of Maryam. by his cleverness. So he asked Maryam, Ya Maryam, anna laki hadha. Oh Maryam, where you did get this from? Maryam said, Qalat huwa min indillah. My Lord gives me, He teaches me directly. All these things. Then it came to mind of Zakaria alayhi salam, if I can have a son like her, who has this wisdom, and learning from Allah directly, and then when I die, then somebody will be among Jews who can teach them. Because prophets, messengers think that after our death, my reform should continue. If I die, a reform finish, what happened? Then he made dua in the prayer, oh my Lord, give me a son like Maryam. Then I just call him while he was in the prayer that you got a son whose name is Yahya, and same attributes. To see, the way it is more miraculous. That isn't learning better than having just apple and banana? I don't understand why people think if you get a banana, it is a miracle. If I'm sitting here, a banana drops from there. People say, oh, Shaykh Akram is a great Shaykh because he got a banana. Why don't you think really what I'm teaching it's also coming from Allah? Who made me to learn? Who gave me mind? Allah gave me. Why this is not from Allah? Why this is not sign? The way you people think, it is from Allah. Why only from Allah can be a fruit like that? So sometimes we unnecessarily invent stories which is not there. Quran does not mention. Similarly, in the story of Ibrahim alayhi salam, Ibrahim's story is a very simple story, but it's a very powerful story. So the story is that Ibrahim alayhi salam said, Oh Allah, Rabbi areni kayfa tuhyil mauta. Oh my Lord, show me how do you bring the dead alive. And Allah, alhamdulillah, Allah Ta'ala helped me to understand this story when I was a student in Nazat Ulama. It came to my mind, I believe that Allah makes dead alive. I will not be asking two questions. If a dead becomes alive, I'm not going to be surprised. Because I believe, if I see dead, if in the day of judgment when Allah will make everybody alive, not a big thing. I believe Ibrahim is so great, bigger, he's the Imam of all the prophets. Why will I ask some question like that? That question came to my mind many, many times, that how Ibrahim can ask something like that. Even I, weakest believer, I understand this. Allah makes it alive. Why Ibrahim needs to see it? That somebody comes and cuts things in pieces and they make I believe without seeing anything. Do I need demonstration? No. Not that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I ask Allah, oh Allah, I can't believe that you make it alive. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends the birds and somebody comes and make them pieces. Then they become alive. So I say, oh, this is how Allah makes alive. Actually, I believe without that. Alhamdulillah, without seeing anything. And most of you believe like that anyway. So it came to my mind. Then Allah, alhamdulillah, Allah Ta'ala opened the question not this. Ibrahim believes actually. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, awalam tu'min. Don't you believe Ibrahim? He said, no. Walakin liyatmain, I want my iman to increase because prophets always want to have more and more. What he wants to exactly do really. It is not that he does not know that Allah makes the dead alive. He has another question, which actually only prophet can ask. He wants to see how Allah does this. Allah makes dead alive, but what he does that dead become alive. He wants to know that secret. Is it clear? What he does actually, he become alive. Like for example, you ask me a question, I answer. So I answer the question. Then one day you'll say that, oh Shaykh, I ask you so many questions. Every time you answer, tell me how do you find the answer? So then I'll say, I read this book, that book, this book, and that's how I find the answer. So this is a good question. The question of Ibrahim is not that Allah makes dead alive or not. He knows that, even I know this. The question is when Allah makes dead alive, how it happens, what he does. So Allah SWT wants to teach that. First, he wants to remove any misunderstanding that Ibrahim is a believer. He has no doubt. But Ibrahim wants to have more knowledge. He wants to know how I do. So Allah said to Ibrahim alayhi salam, okay, take 4 birds. Khud arba'ata min at-tayr. Take 4 birds. Fasurhunna ilayka. Sara yasuru does not mean to cut. Sara yasuru is from sur, faida nufiqa fi sur. It means a voice. When the Qiyamah will come, angel will, shout in the horn, and then the whole universe will be destroyed. Then again, and everything will arrive. Fasuruhunna ilayka to you, meaning is make these 4 birds become familiar to you. They recognize you. They know your voice. To get 4, like people who raise the birds. So what they do? They get the birds, they talk to the birds, and birds know the voice of their master. to make them to know your voice. And then put them after that in 4 different directions, every direction. And then call them. They will come to you. They will not go to anybody else. If I go and call, birds will come to the master who the voice they know. Go and then call them. All these birds will come to you running. That how we'll do in the day of judgment. When all the people are in the grave, one voice from me, all the souls recognize me. All the souls recognize. When I call, all the souls will come running to me. All the bodies will assemble and they will come running to me. The Quran said, فَإِذَا هُمْ قِيَامٌ يَنْظُرُونَ. Just one voice of Allah will make all the things differently, reassembled. So that was, and that actually also Ibrahim wanted to know this thing. Why? Because Ibrahim is soon going to build house in Makkah, the Kaaba. And Allah is going to command him to make adhan. So Ibrahim can think really, what is adhan? Who is going to listen? Who is going to hear? Allah wants to show him that as I make all the dead alive, I will make your voice to reach every soul. Every soul recognize you. Millions of people after your death will come to this house. Everybody will surrender to your voice. They will say yes. Just you say adhan. When he said adhin, Allah said to Ibrahim salam, adhin fi nasi bil hajj, ya'tuka rijalan wa ala kulli dhamirin ya'tina min kulli fajjin amiq. O Ibrahim, make adhan. People will come running to you, walking on the feet, riding the camels, horses, anywhere. You don't worry. Your voice will be spread. Your announcement of the Hajj will be spread everywhere. I will make arrangement as I did this. So the story was connected to this thing, to remind, don't you think this is so nice? This is more spread. Don't you think really to make birds in so many pieces and then Allah makes them alive? This is what Ibrahim needs. Just think, Ibrahim is Ibrahim. Even people like me, they know this thing. So, we basically unnecessarily add meanings which does not exist there. So many things which in the Quran actually have very clear meaning. But somehow, because of our narrow-mindedness, we make something else. So the Prophet ﷺ, sometimes what happens is, I see you and I saw you are so tired. You wake up all the night. Don't work so hard. Sleep in the night. So Shaykh had a miracle. How Shaykh knew that I wake all the night? No miracle. I just saw from your sign. Allah has made signs. I know that you work hard in the night. Nothing miracle. Just I say. And it becomes true. Do you think I've got a miracle? Allah has put signs in this world. People can read them. People understand them. Most time what happens is this what happened. But people interpret differently. Sometimes I come to Shaykh. I have a question. And Shaykh answers. So, Shaykh can read the heart. This question I did not ask him, but he answered. The reason he's answering it because he knows what people have problems these days. So he answers. And one of the problem could be in your heart. But other people don't have the same problem. So they don't say any story. You make a story. I came to the Shaykh and he had a doubt and he answered. But tell other people, did they have that doubt? No. To them it is normal question, normal answer. The reason it becomes a miracle to you because you have got your mind. Whenever we teach, many times I teach and students come to me, oh Shaykh, I had some question, but you answer in the speech. Did I read their heart? Did I read their mind? No. I know really when I teach a subject like that, what are the questions can come here. So I answer those questions. Sometimes some questions are in your mind, some questions in your mind, and now all if you go, Shaykh is wali. So, I don't know really. Shaykh could be in the hellfire. You don't know this thing. The reason he's answering because even unbeliever will do the same thing. So very often that's why they're saying in Persian language, Pira nami parand, Morida mi paranand. Pir. Pir means saint. Saint don't fly in the air. It never happens. The disciples make stories that the Shaykh was flying. People make. I was once in my village. Somebody comes, he says, oh Shaykh, you know everything. You know all my heart. Because whenever I think, you know. I said to him, don't lie. I don't know anything. You just making up. Don't tell people like that. I don't have any idea what you think. If I say something which happens, same thing as you say, it is just because, I'm a teacher. The teacher know what the questions are there. Nothing like that. I said this very clearly, so other people don't start thinking that Shaykh really knows anything. We don't know really. We even don't know what happened in our houses. Could be one of my children or my daughter, she is rebelling, and I don't know how to solve the problem. I am as helpless as anybody of you. It could be possible that I give you advice and you solve your family problem. But I am the one who gives me advice, my family has still the same problem. I can't solve it. It all from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, understand properly. The real miracle is to learn what Allah says in the Quran, to learn what the Prophet says in Sunnah, and follow that. Even if the things don't happen as you want, still follow them, because the fruit will be unimaginable. Just do what you want. It doesn't matter whether you get what you desire or you don't get. It doesn't matter. Actually, when you don't get what you desire, it's more likely Allah is more happy to you, because He wants to reward you more and more. Don't worship Him, like the greedy people. Every time, like people, they say, I went to the masjid, made dua, nothing happened. Don't be like that. Trust in Him. Allah wants you to ask Him and then trust in Him. There was a poet in India, Mirza Ghalib Dehlavi. Do you know his name? Mirza Ghalib Dehlavi. He is the biggest Urdu poet. Nobody equal to him. And really amazing poetry. But no prayer, never prayed. No fasting. In the month of Ramadan, the Muslim rulers used to call him, come spend Ramadan with us, nice environment. He'll say, no, Ramadan in Delhi is so nice, iftar party is so great, and all those things. Meaning it, he does not want to go to some people where he has to fast. In his house is free. No fasting, no prayer, and always drinking. So wine he used to buy, but he didn't have money. So sometimes borrowing the money in debt, he got in the prison. And how you got people to lend money if you don't have any job? So one time it happened, there was no money to buy wine. So then it came to his mind, let me go to masjid and ask Allah, go to pray. So he went for the prayer, Zohar time, and he came earlier, he prayed 4 rak'ahs sunnah. When he finished 4 rak'ahs sunnah, one of his friends shouted from outside the door that we got the wine for you. So he left the masjid. The Imam said, now you came, at least do fard. He said, no, my needs have been fulfilled by sunnah. I don't need fard. Sunnah is enough for me. So, Allah can do this for you because He does not want your fard. He just wants you to be misled. So try to understand really, if Allah does not accept, does not do what you want, it does not mean He does not give you. He's giving you more than, actually you're being attached with Him. That's a bigger favor than getting what you want. Connecting you with Himself is the biggest favor. If Allah disconnects you, that is problem. If you have got a sheep and goat and look after that properly, and you have rope in there, it means you love it. But one day if your goat said, oh, my master, I feel very bad really, free me. So you cut the rope, free. What will happen? Then wolf will come and eat it. If Allah connects you with Himself, it means He loves you. You make dua, He does not accept, still make and say, whatever happens, I will remain loyal to you. This loyalty to Allah is the biggest favor. It is much better than any kingdom, that you remain loyal to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why He creates needs in the heart of people. So don't worry if you have problem. Sometimes, you have some people are blind, some people have difficulty, some people have problem in their family all the time. So they become upset, sometimes depressed. No, don't do. If it is from my Lord, I am happy. Like one of the Urdu poets says that, that, oh my Lord, you gave life to me. Now you ask me to give to you. It's so easy. Get your gift. So just think how much Allah has given you. From that, if He has created some problem, He gave you 2 eyes. If He takes 1 eye, still 1 eye is there. His eye. Still you got ear. Still you got mind. So many things from Him. He's testing you. People always look what they lose and what they don't have. Look really, still you have so much favor. Sheikh Saadi rahimahullah ta'ala went to the masjid. And in India, if you hear people are, much more noble, not in India. In India, if you have got a good pair of shoes and you take it outside door, you can't find it. When you come back, it's stolen. So one of my friend in Lucknow, in Nadwi ulama, all ulama, he used to come to the masjid. So he used to put 1 pair of the shoes on this side, the other somewhere else. So I said to him, why do you make all this difficult thing? He said, because thieves don't steal 1 pair. So I made this thing so they can't steal. I remember once I bought very nice shoes, very precious, in Bombay. I went to pray masjid. I came, it was stolen. It's a very common thing. That's why people don't come to masjid with good shoes. They have ugliest shoes they've got, they bring to the mosque. Nobody can steal it. So Sheikh Sadi Rahimullah so early, 700 years, 800 years back, he said, I went to the mosque, and when I came back, the shoes were stolen. So what Sheikh Sadi said, Alhamdulillah, thank to Allah that my shoes are gone, but not my feet. See, your feet is still with you. So just think really. You only look at the shoes, but don't think really the shoes are still with you. One of my teacher, Mawlana Abu Rifan Nadwi Rahimullah Ta'ala, so is his story, we were there when it happened. So people used to come and sell in Nazatul Ulama Khuffain, leather socks, because people think if you have leather socks, you can wipe. So ulama love this thing because leather socks. So he also came to buy. And when this man, the seller, he tries any shoes on him, any sock, it does not fit. So at the end he became tired. He said, Sheikh, I can't do anything to help you because your feet are bent. So Sheikh says, thank for Allah that my feet are bent, but not my mind. If feet are bent, still mind is there. Sheikh Sadi mentioned that somebody, he was deaf, he was paralyzed, eyes had problem, all the illness. And he said, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. So Sheikh Sadi said to him, what do you just thank? Nothing is right in your body. Your hands are paralyzed, your legs are like that. All this. Why you say Alhamdulillah? He said, at least he gave me the tongue with which I can praise him. Think really. People don't. And when you do sabr, sabr has more reward than anything else. Allah said in the Quran, Inna Allaha ma'as sabirin. So very often in England, many women come to me. So there are so many women. Women come to me and they complain to me that my husband is so bad and creates so much problem and life is full of the problem. What should I do? So I said, if your husband has problem and you are patient, then Allah is next to you. Allah said in the Quran, Inna Allaha ma'as sabirin. So tell me who is better, your husband or Allah? Allah is better than your husband. Allah is with you. When husband is, harsh to you and you are patient, Allah becomes with you. And Allah says, Inna Allaha ma'as sabirin. Allah is with those who do patient. If husband becomes angry, give him more food, that you make Allah nearer to me. You should be happy. So whenever a problem happens, when a difficulty happens, you should solve the problem. But you have no idea how any problem can make you nearer to Allah. When you do sabr, Inna Allaha ma'as sabirin, he said to his prophets, وَلِرَبِّكَ فَصْبِرْ, for your Lord alone, do sabr. He does. These are the real karama. Difficulties come, you are firm. That is real. You can do sin, but you stop. Taqwa. That is real karama. That is like Yusuf al-Islam. He could have done sin, but he stopped himself. That's why he said that إِنَّهُ مَنْ يَتَّقِي وَيَصْبِرْ فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُضِيعُ أَجْرَ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. Those who do taqwa and sabr, they are muhsin, they are good doers. That Allah trusts. To always understand really, the real karama in this world is to fear Allah. Real karama is to obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Real karama is don't lose your temper. Don't be angry. Real karama is don't lose hope. Always, like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ibrahim alayhi salam, when he got good news that he's going to have son. So he said, how can I have son? That I am old and my wife is better. How can? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, are you lost all the hope? So he said, no, man yaqnatu min rahmati rabbihi illa Allah. Who can be always have full of the hope? Any condition happen, trust in your Lord. Be happy. You will see He will solve your problem from where you cannot imagine. He said in the Quran that man yattaqillaha yaj'al lahu makhraja wa yarzuqhu min haythu la yahtasib. Those who fear Allah, Allah makes way for them, a way out, and then He gives them from where they cannot imagine. He gives from you cannot imagine how He solves the problem, but He wants to you this real karama. So anyway, the simple matter is really that in this world, Allah has done something as the Rabb, and He wants us to do as believing Him as Ilah. What He loves is, He loves those people who make Him Ilah, obey Him, worship Him, please Him, ask Him, trust in Him. That is the real karama. And those people who do well, they are better. That is Quran says, وَفِي ذَلِكَ فَلْيَتَنَافَسِ الْمُتَنَافِسُونَ. If you want to compete, compete in this. You do sabr, I want to do more sabr than you. You have taqwa, I want to have more taqwa than you. If you do this, you cannot imagine how much Allah will love you. And if Allah loves you, nobody can harm you. And if Allah loves you, don't worry if nobody else loves. I just say a story and finish, and you can have a question. The story is from India. There was a Sufi disciple in India. The Sufi people's way is when they want to do something, they always consult their master. Because anything to do, they want to consult their master. So this Sufi disciple, he wanted to do some traveling somewhere, but his master was not there. So he said, okay, I don't have my master, let me go to Hindu master. He went to Hindu master that, I'm going to travel and I want to take your advice. My master is not there. You advise me. So Hindu knew what Muslims believe. So he said to him, do you know Allah? He said, of course I know Allah. He said, if you know Allah, then you don't worry if you don't know anyone else. If you know Allah, then don't worry if you don't know anyone else. Then he asked second question, does Allah know you? He said, yeah, of course Allah knows me. He said, if Allah knows you, then don't worry if nobody else knows you. Just keep in mind. If you know Allah, don't worry if the whole world you don't know them. If Allah knows you, don't worry if people don't know. Because He's the doer. He's the one who does everything. Yusuf was in the well and his family does not know. Tell me who saved him? Allah saved him. If Allah knows you, don't worry if nobody knows you. If you know Allah, then don't worry if you don't know anyone else. Allah is the Quran says, Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakeel. Allah is enough for us, and He is the one really we trust in Him. So I stop it here, and if you have any question, please ask.
The brother back here had his hand up, so I'm going to go there, and then that brother, and then those sisters. So we'll go sisters and brothers.
Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum. So I have the question, when you, some people see good dreams, or they're in a good amal and everything, and some people do not see. Like for example, we know that some people see the dreams of Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Is this a alamat or a sign that if you are a good person or your amal is good, then you see the good dreams, but if you don't see it, does it a sign that you're not connected with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? How does you interpret it?
Yeah, dream is one of the important things. Many people, refer to the dream so much. The first thing, let me make very clear. If you worship Allah and obey Him, and then you see in dream that you are hellfire, don't worry, you are in paradise. Dreams don't make anyone to go to paradise or to go hellfire. Is it clear? What makes you, what you do when you are awake, not when you are sleeping. Whatever happens when you are asleep, that does not make anything for you. What makes you when you are awake. When you are awake, tell me what you do. If you obey your Lord, don't worry, you are in paradise. Even if you see in the dream every day that you are hellfire, don't worry. It's nothing. It's another test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The simple matter is, it doesn't matter what you see in dream. What matters is what you do when you are awake. Second thing is, dreams are just athar. They are not muathir. What athar means? Dreams are effect of causes. They themselves dreams don't make you to go to paradise hellfire. It simply means something maybe in your life needs to be corrected. Dreams are, if you want to see good dream, I'll tell you easy way. Before sleeping, do wudu, pray 2 rak'ah, do dhikr, sleep, good dreams. If you want to say bad dream, then put urine on your body, dirty everything, don't pray, sleep, shaitan will come to you, all bad dreams. That was fine. Dreams are just effect. They are not cause. Dreams don't cause anything. They are only effects. Cause is what you do when you awake. Always remember, don't worry about, forget the dream. Even if you see in dream, you are in hellfire, don't worry, you are in paradise. Even if people hate you, you come to Shaykh and he does not like you. He angry with you. If you are good to your Lord, don't worry. Shaykh does not know anything. Allah knows. So don't, sometimes people say, oh, my Shaykh did not like me. It means I'm bad. No, you are not bad. He does not know you. Maybe he had not seen. Don't judge on the basis of these things. Is it clear? You are what you are. Nobody can change you. Any Shaykh, any alim, any dream, your wife, your children, they cannot change you. If they are not happy with you, it is their problem. You are what you are. Always understand what I really do. If you do pray Fajr, you are a good person. If you pray Zuhr, you are a good person. If you pray Asr, you are a good person. If you eat halal, you are a good person. If you avoid haram, you are good. Then don't worry. If all the people in Dallas see that you are in hellfire, don't all are liars. Their dreams are lie. You are in paradise. Because that's what Allah never said, if people see you in dream, hellfire, you are hellfire. No. He said, if you do good deeds, in paradise, bad deeds, hellfire. So why don't you trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? So always remember, what matters is what you do when you are awake. What you see when you are sleeping, it doesn't make any difference. Nothing happens to you. In the day of judgment, Allah will not tell you, oh, you have been seeing all bad dreams, go to hellfire. Is it going to happen? No. Allah will say to you, you lied, you wronged people, you were unjust, unkind, you did not pray, you did sin, go to hellfire. But there is no single judgment in the day of judgment based on the dream. No single. So why you are so much worried? Don't worry about that.
Assalamu alaikum. So you are mentioning about the means that Allah uses means to help us and provide for us. But oftentimes what happens is that we caught up with the means and we appreciate the means more than the source. For example, when we get sick, we go to doctor or take medicine and we praise the doctor or the medicine and completely forget about the source, which is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So how can we help ourselves focus on the source, and how can we help our children and our family members to focus on the source instead of the means?
I couldn't understand the question. Can you say, do you understand the question?
She's saying that how do you focus on Allah versus focus on the means that bring you something good, that brings something good to you?
You know, in this world, means and end, both are created by Allah. This is the end, and these are the means lead to the end. End is by Allah, means are by Allah, and means lead to the end, that is also by Allah. Is it clear? But it is not guaranteed. It could be possible that people follow all the procedure, but still they don't get end result. Still follow. It's still possible. I think many times happen. There are so many people, they come to the madrasa, they learn, and they make effort. Still they are not learned. They're very sincere people. They want to do something. Many people come to, Qur'an says that, people who do dhikr of Allah, their hearts are content. People come to the mosque, they pray 5 times a day, they read the Qur'an, hearts are not content. It sometimes happens. To always understand the means are created by your Lord and ends are created by Him. And the connection between means and end is also made by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If things go as you think, it is from Allah. If they don't go the way, it is also from Allah. You have no fault. You follow the means. If a result does not happen, don't worry. Allah has another test for you. You come to the mosque, pray. Somebody will say that when I pray, tears come from my eye and my hearts are moved and I'm like in heaven. You think, oh, I pray, nothing happened to me. It means my Lord is not happy with me. No, nothing. By crying and by his heart being with all those, nothing happens from Allah. If you pray 5 times a day, even if you don't feel any content, no itminan, nothing, still you are near to Allah. Just do what He commands you, simple matter. Whether end result comes or doesn't come, because He is testing everybody differently. If you come to the mosque, if you come to the prayer, your family because have problem. When you leave the prayer, everybody is happy. So you think, oh, then why should I pray? It means there's something wrong in the prayer. No, test from Allah. still go for the prayer even if your family is not happy. From that unhappiness, Allah is going to create something good for you. Don't look at these results. Always follow the procedure. That I'm trying to say. Don't go to the end result. End result is from Allah. Sometimes you don't get it. But what is important, the asbab means always follow the right procedure. If you fall ill, go to doctor. Maybe you die. Don't worry. But if you don't go to doctor, it will be sinful. When you are hungry, eat food. If you don't eat food, you will be sinful. But maybe when you eat food, you also die. Don't worry, it can happen. When you are, time for the prayer comes, go for the prayer. Even if you don't feel any nearness, don't feel any feeling, anything happen, don't worry. Feelings are not religion. Religion is obedience. You do what Allah commands, then forget any feeling. Feelings sometimes He gives to make you happy. Sometimes He takes away to test you. So I say, oh, okay, do you worship me for feelings? So if you don't have feeling, don't worship me. Prayer is not like a poetry. In poetry, we do like that. So if sometimes I don't feel well, I read Hafiz, Shirazi, poetry. Oh, it doesn't work out. It doesn't move my heart. Okay, leave Hafiz. Let me read Iqbal. Oh, now I'm fine. Prayer is not like mood creation. Prayer is obedience. It's not convenience. Whether you like, don't like, whether you're sleepy or you hardship, family has got somebody died, don't worry, just do what your Lord commands. That's what He wants to. He wants to see you obey Him even if it is not convenient to you. Even you don't get any pleasure, no happiness. Pleasure and happiness are not a action to make you nearer to Allah. If people pray and they feel happy, this happiness does not make you nearer to Allah. Happiness is another reward from Allah. What makes you nearer to Allah? That you obey Him, that's all. Always understand, always follow the procedure properly. Always look at the means. Allah commands me, come to the mosque, I come. He commands me to fast, I fast. He commands me to get married, I get married. Though when I marry, always problem. I got married, my husband fighting me, divorced me. Okay, I marry another time because Allah commands. I keep marrying and always fighting happens. Don't worry, you are getting all reward. He divorces you, get reward. You get difficulty, you get reward. And you keep marrying, you get also reward because you obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's not necessary that you marry and everything happy. No. Sometimes could be, sometimes not. What is necessary is that follow the means. He commands you to get married, get married. But married life is not good. It is test from Him. It could be possible that you marry and you don't get any happiness. Don't worry, still you getting reward. Always understand, follow the procedure, follow the means, do what your Lord commands, and fruit, leave to Him. Trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves from the people. Is it clear?
Assalamu alaikum, Shaykh. I had a question where I heard before that when the prophets, they showed the miracles like the mu'jiza, like you described, and the people that they were showing to, they denied that, then usually the case was that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they destroyed or He punished those people. Is that always true? Because when the moon split, it didn't seem like, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala punished those who denied. And also, if you can just share a few words about what motivated you to write the biography of the 10,000 female hadith scholars too.
Yeah. This understand really, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created human being and gave them mind and gave them a true nature. He wants you to use your fitrah, your nature and your reason and get guidance from Qur'an. He wants you to work hard. I sent you a message, I sent you a messenger, read his biography, read the Quran, use your mind, use your fitrah. See really, the Quran teach what fitrah is. So if you do that, you will be guided. That's what Allah does really. Allah does not want to force anybody that become believer. So when you said, oh Allah gave me a miracle, that sun is rising from east, if it rises from the west, I will believe. This is a very bad manner. Then why He gave you mind? He said, is there enough science in the world? Allah said, my science in this world is so much, you can't imagine. He said, if all the seas, all the oceans become ink, and all the trees become pen, and you write my science, the pens will finish, the oceans will finish, my science will not finish. It is problem not that you don't have science, problem is you don't think. That Quran keeps saying. So all of people bring miracle. Allah says, why you want a miracle? Isn't enough? What I made, isn't not your thing? If I make, still not going to believe. And that happened. Pharaoh has so many miracles. He did not believe. Until he drowned, then he said, I'm going to believe. Allah said, no, too late. To always understand Allah, the way is to address your mind. If you use your mind, understand your nature, there are millions and millions of signs in this world to teach you Allah is your Lord. Even in yourself, your eye. That he said in the Quran, if all the oceans become ink and all the trees become pens and you write Allah's signs will never end. I teach people, you see this smallest finger? If you make all the scientists, all the doctors, all the clever people come together and teach you what finger means, this smallest finger always will be bigger than their knowledge. Whatever people know about this finger has more than what they know. Even one finger has more reality, more meanings, more secrets than the knowledge of all human beings. That's how Allah made. Now you want something else. Why? The problem is not that there's not enough science. Problem is you don't think. Problem is you don't want to understand really. And there are enough science, more than enough, but we don't want to understand. Second part of your question is that why I wrote the book, biographies of the women. So in a story, I believe was very simple really, but Alhamdulillah, it helped a lot. The story, in the 1994-93, I was reading, I used to read British newspapers. So there are some articles about women in Islam, but very negative. Basically, they're blaming that, all the backwardness of Muslim women is because of Islam. Islam is responsible. The Muslim women are not learned because of their religion. So it came to my mind that, when I was studying hadith, there are so many women who narrate hadith. If I put the biographies of those women together, it will be answer to these people, and also it will encourage Muslim women to learn more and more. So that's how it started. It was not any project by anybody, just myself, my own interest. Kept reading the sources, manuscripts from here and there. So when I started doing this, it started growing. I realized, it is more. It never ends until become, nearly 10,000 women in more than 40 volumes. So I remember once when I was about to finish, not finish, so I was in Qatar, Sheikh Isul Qardawi, I met him, so he said to me, give a talk in his masjid, asked me to give talk about this project. I gave talk. So he said to me, when is it going to finish? I said, still I'm doing research, more information keeps coming. I don't know when it's going to finish. He said, no, I'm asking you to stop now and publish. Otherwise, it's never going to finish. Stop now. So, and then I have a talk in the University of Qatar. So I gave talk, and then somebody, I said there that I wanted to continue, but Sheikh Qardawi had asked me to stop. Now I'm going to stop it. The one professor stood up, he said, this is also men's conspiracy against women. They don't want more women's names. So that I stopped. Otherwise, there are more names. There could be more. And people are doing more research. They say, really, your book does not have so many women. So every region has got more women than my book. It was just a first thing one person did. And I don't know all Muslim language. I don't know Indonesian language. I don't know Malay. I don't know African language. I don't know Sri Lankan language. Even I don't know Indian language. I know only Urdu. So I don't know Central Asia. I don't know Turkish. So my book really information is only those which I could find in Arabic, Urdu and Persian. These are language I know. But Turkish language I don't know. Uzbek language I don't know. So there's so much information now people are making research in those regions. So more and more information coming. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we've come nearer, please. Yeah. Yeah.
I took admission in your institute as Salam as well.
Yeah.
But the timings were, because it was 3 a.m. here in Dallas time, I couldn't continue. I want to follow the path, but what stops me is I'm a mother. Do I have to choose between being a good mother, raising good Muslim kids, and not follow the path myself? Or can both of them go together?
Yeah, that's a good question really. The sister is asking that she really wants to learn and study and difficulty. There are also, Islam institute that we teach, timing is so different, but also she has family, she has children, she has to look after them. So how can she do both of them? So, this is really very important. That I tell people, in my book, you got 10,000 women. But it's not easy. For men, it is easy. If your son wants to travel, okay, go and learn. If your daughter wants to travel, you say, no, stay at home, because it's not safe. For women, there's more problem. Everywhere. Especially Muslim society, women have more difficulty than men. It's still there. And also, sometimes women have divorce. And when they're divorced, children are with them, nobody to look after them. In my book, there are women, they are divorced, children. My book does not mean to all women have very good condition. Every difficulty that you see in the society, those women had. Still women manage to learn. It is really big achievement, big sacrifices. So I'm certainly telling you, no doubt, it is very difficult really to be a mother, to have duty, to raise children, but at the same time to learn as well. This is so difficult. But when you trust Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and make effort, He opens door for you. So now in our time, all these mothers, they got enough time to be on social media. They got enough time to be on WhatsApp. They get all this time and they're still mothers. So I don't understand really why after being a mother, you can't spend time to learn, to read the Quran, to study. Still you can do. But when you do, Allah will help you. So from now on, make sure, my teacher Abu Hassan Nadwi rahimahullah ta'ala used to advise us when we were not ulama, don't read newspaper, don't listen any radio, become as you don't exist in this world. Just do what it, and after that when you come back, world will be still the same. If you don't read newspaper, nothing happens. I tell to people that if you don't know the news, nothing will happen. And the news that you need to know, it will come to you anyway. Arab poet said, "Satubdi lakal ayyamu ma kunta jahilan, wa ya'tika bil akhbari man lam tuzawwidi." What you don't know, people will tell you. Any important news that you need to know, if for example in your country Trump becomes president, even if you don't follow any news, somebody will come tell you. Isn't it like that? So don't worry. If you don't watch news, nothing will happen. The world is still the same. So don't think that the world depends on my reading news. Don't think that if I don't follow WhatsApp, the world will finish. No. Even WhatsApp will not notice that you don't use it. So leave all those things, leave all the interest, be content with yogurt, fruits, cucumber. Most time women spend is kebab, samosa, biryani, all tasty food, 2-3 hours. My mother used to make legs of the sheep whole night. But if you don't make a leg, then whole night safe. Unnecessary property. If you don't eat biryani, still you can live. People can live on the cucumber. Actually, you'll be more healthy. Why all Indian people are suffering? Because they eat wrong food. It's all poison. All the Indian food basically make people fight and make so much problem. The simple thing is don't spend time in the kitchen. Buy the fruits, buy cucumber and yogurt, milk. Most time you can live without cooking. So it will stay better. Make dua, Allah will help you, inshallah. We stop it here because I think we have to go somewhere. So should we stop?
Jazakallah khairan to everyone. I know there are a couple more questions, but inshallah Sheikh has to leave. There will be a qalam tonight, so you might have an opportunity to ask questions there. So feel free to join me at 6 p.m. With that, Jazakallah khair Sheikh for everything. Somebody said something. Jazakallah khairan Sheikh for everything. Inshallah we hope to see you again, and we really benefited from your knowledge.